Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm not in the best gear, and it's just my face today. I don't have a stage, but this is what we're doing. Welcome to the finale of Sagevivor. For the alumni, if you are in the chat, I will have a stage event set up later where we will be able to interview you. We'll talk about the season. We'll do all of that stuff. Specs, you are going to be here in this chat. And or there is a VC available for you over in the actual Discord if you guys want to physically talk to each other. But during the last portion, when we're doing the live readings and we're doing the live reunion, alumni in the stage chat, if you want to be involved, if you want to be interviewed, if you want to be a part of the conversation that was this season, which was so epic, that is where you will meet me. So I think everybody gets the memes. Hello, I see everybody in the chat. So hype. We have a lot to introduce, and I'm not going to say the final three or anything, even though those of you that have been in the Discord, you know. For right now, for those of you that have been following on YouTube solely, we are at the final 5. So the video is going to start off with you today, just, you know, vibing with the final 5. We're going to go over their journey intros. We're going to see the next 2 people voted out, and who is our final 3. So we will get to that right away. Smash that like button for me if you haven't already. That really does help the series, especially on the finale. We want this to be big blow up so then we can continue doing these kind of series in the future. And consider subscribing to the channel. That really does help me out a lot. Now, let's go ahead and get you guys set up. Yeah, the music's going to cut out for a little bit. It's going to be awkward. It's fine. Don't worry. We will be there in just a second and we'll move on over.
Hi, so I am excited for what Final 5 and onward will bring forward to this competition. I honestly didn't think I'd make it this far. based on certain circumstances. Because, initially I wanted to play like more like laid back and like not the center of the votes, and try to play like under the radar. However, that did not work out. I think that, testing the waters and like pushing boundaries is what got me to where I am right now. Essentially, I also have played advantages that got me to this spot where I am, like playing those advantages to wisely. I was gonna say play advantages to my advantage, but that don't make sense, but whatever. I just hope that onward I honestly will strive and have the determination to essentially make my way into Final 3, because one thing about me is that like I am not going to go down without a fight, and I will do my best to secure my spot in order to win the sole survivor title of Sagevivor Season 1.
I can't believe this. Oh my god. I can't believe I made it to the final 5 of Sagevivor Season 1. Oh my god. Saying that out loud. Okay. I'm like gonna try to do this without like going too crazy, because I know I've been a little bit crazy up here, especially this season. Yeah, I'm, as I said in my intro video, I'm very, very nervous in front of cameras. I don't like being in front of the camera because I think I look ugly. As you can see, I'm like trying to like fix myself because like, oh my god, this hair is like, even though I did get a haircut, I'm like trying to let it grow and then whatever. But regardless, where do I start? Okay, so I am super proud of myself that I have made it to the final 5. And like, this is like my 5th time getting to the final 5. And I cannot like express how like flabbergasted I am, because I legit thought I was going home at final 6 until the script was flipped. Sorry, I'm like trying to like not look too crazy. But yeah, let's see. Sagevivor Season 1. What a journey. Like, girl, what a journey I had. I went to like mostly every single tribal council, minus like a couple of them that were like where my team was immune. Yeah, I can't believe I went to freaking tribal council like more than like 4 times. I think like I think I was safe like once, if I remember correctly. It was at the final 17 that I was safe. And then during the word challenge, I remember I was safe. But I went to basically almost every single final I went to almost every single tribal council during this season. And like, I survived most of them. Like, majority of them I survived. just purely on my social game. Like, I consider myself a social player, and I was able to like s- try to like strategically maneuver myself to where like I was always like freaking out. I was like, going home or whatever. But yeah, I use my social game most of the time to like finagle like out of like tricky situations, because one tribal council that was very memorable was the Dave boot, because I had the idea that Dave was really close with Donnie, and if Dave survived that tribal council, he would have taken me out.
So final five. I can't believe it. Like I can't believe it. I really didn't think that I would get from top 20, like starting with 20 people and then making it to the top 5. Like that's really, really crazy to me. Especially entering merge, I really thought I was bottom of the barrel, and now here I am. So what kind of character am I? I think coming into this competition, I really wanted to be like a really bright, positive light into the game. I remember first day, I was really somebody that was starting up the conversations in the tribe chat, like asking people like how they found out about this org, if it's their first one, sharing pictures of my cat and everything. I really just wanted to be like a conversation starter, and I really wanted to be like upbeat and like positive. I wanted people to message me first. I didn't mind messaging people first, but I really wanted to like just come in like really like full force in a personality, just so that I'm not seen as an inactive. I know that a lot of the first players that get out are inactives, although rip set. But yeah, I really wanted to come in being like really friendly, because I feel like that's kind of what the competition is at first, is that you do have to be really nice and everything. And yeah, I just really wanted to make friends. Whoops, it cut out, but anyway, I really wanted to be a friend for everybody. That was my first goal, is to make friends and make bonds and just to be friendly, because I knew the competition would probably get really rough later, but if I can secure friends like at the beginning, then I feel like that will be able to help me. I do feel like along the way that people probably don't overly see myself as probably that kind of person anymore. I know the competition did get quite brutal. Like, I didn't save Chase with my idol when I had the chance. I also didn't save Mia when I thought she might be getting the votes on the votes instead of Rosie getting out. But so I do feel like I was a bit of a hard player at the time, because I did have to make like hard decisions on whether to save people or not, even though I would have loved to save like everybody. It's just not something that is possible. So I do feel like I see myself as like a friend in the game, but I also kind of see myself as someone that actually did become quite strategic in the game as well. So in terms of how I see myself in the game, I kind of see myself as a winner. I feel like no matter what happens, it's fine. Like, if I get 4th in the end, it would suck, because that would be the second time I've missed out on a final tribal council at 4th place. But I do see myself as a winner, because I really dug myself out of some really deep holes, like even early on. So I feel like no matter what, I've really accomplished a lot, and if I get out next, it's only because they think of me as a threat to win, and that's actually such a huge ego boost. Like, I actually do think I have a chance to win. Maybe not against Nova and Daphne, but I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I do see myself as probably in a good position as long as Rosie sticks with me, but yeah, I think that me and Rosie have a very big chance of winning F3, and I'm really excited for that. I think in the end, the best way for me to win is probably to take down a threat. Like, I'm definitely really want to go up against a really strong final tribal council. Like, I really think that would be like a really honorable thing to do, but I also really would like to win as well. And I think right now in F5, taking down Nova or Daphne while I have the chance is probably a good idea, and though I really love them both so dearly. So I do think that Daphne has the stronger jury, so I think my vote will be going to her. Rosie will use the idol nullifier, so no matter what, she will get votes. But yeah, I don't know, it's very, very nerve-wracking. I think in terms of how I'll win in the final tribal council, if I were to make it, I'm not going to get my hopes up, but if I were to make it, I think I'm just going to answer everything genuinely and honestly. I'm going to do voice notes as I answer everything, so it comes out more personal and stuff, and hopefully just try my hardest to be as authentic. Even if people are not happy with how I played, I'm actually like really proud of myself, and if they don't vote for me after I answer the questions honestly, then that's kind of like on them, I guess, but it's okay. Like, if I can make it to final tribal council, I'm going to try my hardest. I'm going to answer everything honestly and just be genuine. The last question is, what do I stand for? And I think, funnily enough, about this game, despite everything that I've done, I probably stand with loyalty, because I definitely didn't betray any of my best allies. They kind of like betrayed each other kind of thing. I really did my best to like just to be nice to everyone and kind to everyone. I did my best to be truthful. Even when I voted no the first time, I just straight up said, yeah, I voted you, because like there's no point in this game like lying all the time. Like, it's not necessary. So I think I really stood a lot for loyalty and truthfulness, even though I know not everyone's probably going to agree with that. I think that I did a really good job with such a hectic season this season. It was so much, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with my game, and even if I get up 4th, 3rd, or 2nd, or 1st, I would love to win, but yeah.
Alright, this is a video about my journey so far. This entire game, man, from the beginning, I've been playing under the radar. I've steered clear from people's, like, targets. I've never been the person targeted until, like, maybe this tribal council, I don't know. People have always seen me as the person who you can take to the end, and the person that isn't playing the game as hard, the person that's just going with the flow. But these past 3 or 4 rounds, I've stepped it up. I've taken out big players, and I think the jury's going to respect that. And I think if I can convince them that I was actually a very strategical player and that I was very involved this season, I think I have a good chance of winning this game. Yeah, so especially with votes like the Donnie vote, the Craig vote, the Vince vote, I had major influence on those votes. And I feel like if I can just get to the final 3 and explain that, I think I have a lot of the jury's respects. I have not really pissed anyone off. I'm a very likable person. That's what I've always tried to be. But in order to win in the end, I have to take out 2 major threats in this game in order to like be confident in my game and be able to possibly win this game. My journey so far has been, I would say, pretty up and down. There were times where I wasn't in the best position. I was tribe swapped terribly in the first swap, but I still managed to get out of that. I was blindsided, after three tribal councils into the merge, but I came back. I'm still here, and I'm ready to dominate.
Hi, it's me, Daphne, and this is my synopsis of my journey so far in this game. So I've somehow managed to make it to top 5. I never dreamed of surviving in this game so long. Like, I literally had 0 expectations. Like, obviously I did not want to get out, but I'm happy to be here still. I'm like hella impressed with myself. And it's been a struggle, a journey for sure, and a great time all at the same time. Let's answer some of these questions from Sage. Character-wise in this game, I've tried my best to be a loyal, heroic type of character from my own perspective. I don't know how that translates when it comes to other people's perspective in the game. I know I was a little bit off the rails and villainous when I popped off on Craig and Moon when we got Craig out, because we sneak attacked him on that. He thought he was going to get me out. I don't know what his deal was, but probably a bit villainous in that regard because I was angry and I was taking things really personally. It was the first time I was attacked, so hopefully you can cut me some slack. And then in the like questions game, I was voted as like the least genuine, like the least liked by the jury, and like the 0 vote finalist. So I'm not running to be a politician anytime soon with that kind of feedback. But I've really tried my best, and I feel like the people that know me the most can truly see that. So like I think Nova really sees that. We've come a long way since the Gumby vote, and I think Gumby really saw that. And even James, like James came out of nowhere, and we have a pretty cool little bond going on, and he's been really clutch in this game for me and Nova. So I don't know what his strategy is, and I don't know what his perspective is on that side, but like I think James is pretty cool, and I'm glad that we've been working together for a while. How do I see myself in this game? I see myself as like the clueless, the most clueless player. Like I have no idea what's going on half the time. Like I ask so many questions. I don't know why people keep me around. Maybe they think they're going to beat me in the vote, which is cool, whatever. But like I am so clueless. I'm always asking like, what is going on? Like, what does this mean? What are these advantages? Like, I'm always asking questions, and that's kind of why I liked working with Moon in the very beginning, because she was really open to like teaching me the ropes or whatever, like helping me get my footing in the game and like understand kind of how these ORGs work. So I really appreciated that, and I just hope I'm not annoying with the fact that I don't know what's going on most of the time. Okay, how will I win? I have no idea how I would win, because I don't picture myself winning. I would just have to get lucky. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I have to think of like a speech to give to the jury. And I think my main pitch would just be like loyalty. And, you know, there were times when my loyalty was put to the test. And, you know, my personal feelings might have gotten involved. Like when I would have voted against Nova, or when I would have voted against Moon at certain points, even though those votes kind of changed as the nights went on. Yeah, I think that's like the main push I would do, and if people were on the other side of my loyalty and they didn't like me, at least they could respect that I was true to the people I was aligned with. So maybe that's my approach for how I could pitch myself as a potential winner, but I really don't think I'm gonna win. If I do win though, I'm gonna take the prize money straight to Barnes & Noble and do a little shopping, and maybe I'll film a vlog for it and a haul for it for my YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube at Being Daphne if you are interested in book content. Also, I love how this game has been like a really cool way to connect to new people and expose me to different types of people, and have different types of people see me and like potentially like network and like grow my online community, and just like it's been really fun to like, I don't know, just explore this new online avenue. What is my plan? Okay. So my plan right now, as of the final 5, we have eliminations coming up, is to get Rosie out. Because Moon won immunity, and I'm pretty tight with Nova and James right now. We're in a 3 alliance. And James has been like ride or die for me and Nova, like proven history, using his advantages to keep us in the game. Like he really didn't have to do that. And I know he's doing it for himself too, at least I assume, because him building that trust with us and that loyalty like within us is a smart game move. Like he's playing so well. So yeah, my move right now is to just vote out the odd man out from our perspective, from my perspective, which is Rosie. And then after that, I really don't know how the finale works besides the like the speeches to the jury, I guess. So I don't really have a plan. I'm gonna have to ask around, figure out what I should be doing, because I am the clueless player. What did you stand for? What did I stand for? I don't know. What I stand for, I'm not really sure, but I think it would have to probably be making genuine connections with people and staying true to those connections, and just like really trying to get to know people, and really being vulnerable with people and sharing my true self with people, and literally being as genuine as I could be when I could, outside of like votes and like working that angle, you know. But like when I was having conversations with people, I always strove to be as real and genuine and like share myself with people and be vulnerable, and I'm kind of used to that because I've done this online thing for a little bit. So yeah, just really working that angle, and I think people who reciprocated that with me are the strongest connections I've built. I'll be sad when that aspect of the game is over, when we won't talk like every day for the most part, but I do hope to stay in touch with people on other platforms. Find me on Instagram. My DMs are open. I'm hoping to stay in touch for a long time with Nova and Gumby, and maybe Moon too. I know we resolved some things, but just depends on where people live on the internet and if they're around. Because I really made a lot of good connections in this game. And I think those connections and like just trying something new and like having a new experience is what I was really just looking for in this game. And that's probably what I could say I stand for at the end of it all. So we'll see if I survive this F5 vote to get to F4, but if I don't, there are a lot of worthy people left in the game, and I wish them luck. I wish myself luck. I'm not giving up yet. If I do make it to the finale, I pray I'm not a 0 vote finalist like that. My God, ever since I learned that, that's really like been a fear of mine. Like, yeah, making it to the finale is like awesome, but like, I don't know. I almost rather not make it than be a 0 vote. I don't know. I'm like on the fence. Would I rather not make it to the finale, or would I rather make it to the finale and be a 0 vote finalist? Like, what would hurt my ego less? Oh, okay. Wish me luck.
Okay, so there is a lot that's happened this round, so I do want to start like explaining that from the beginning. So like the night before the challenge, me and Rosie were talking about like doing the challenge together, and we did end up doing it together. We voice chatted it, and we did it like an hour before it was due, and I think we actually submitted it like 15 minutes before it was due. So we did it very, very last minute, but Rosie came up with really great ideas. Her idea was that for answers that we feel 100% on, we're going to have them the same answer, but on answers we're not sure on, we're going to actually split the answers. So I actually thought that was a really, really great idea. She was also like stalking people's socials. She found, I guess, Daphne's YouTube, and she found like comments between like Kaylee and Daphne from like even before Sagevivor. I thought she knew that they knew each other before this, even I knew, but she found out, so she thought that was really interesting. She's just... I did a lot of watching on people's like intro videos to see if any like answers were like, you know, in there, but it doesn't really seem to be the case. But Rosie's worked very, very hard trying to figure out these answers. Like, she even knew about Link working at Dairy Queen, which I didn't even know about. We don't even have Dairy Queen here, but anyway, I thought it was a really great idea to split the answers on the ones we weren't sure of, because hopefully that means there will be like a really, really big chance that one of us will get like the correct answer instead of like just having them the same. Although, Craig, I do have questions about the sand eating. Like, I do not judge on people's habits, like, whatsoever at all, but sand, I think it, like, I mean, I'm sure it's the sand. Like, it can't be plastic, it can't be whatever that other thing was, but it has to be the sand. But I've got a lot of questions on if it really is the sand and why you're eating sand, because nothing else just makes sense, but also the sand kind of doesn't make sense. But then again, no judgment on like people's habits. I'm just really, really curious about the sand thing. But yeah, it worked out so well. Okay, so it was really funny. When the winner was being announced, Sage messed up because he wrote in the thing saying like, oh, it is a tie between James and Daphne, and then I thought, oh fuck, well, we're dead, like, we're dead, we are so dead. Like, me and Rosie, we wanted to work together on this, and we still can probably have a chance. But seeing that there was a tie between them two, I thought, dang. But then, like, he edited it, and it, like, changed to a tie between Rosie and Daphne, and I was like, okay, that's weird. He obviously, like, mistook James for the tie. But then next message, he was like, oh, well, it doesn't matter about the tie because Moonlight is the winner. And, like, oh my god, like, I actually won, and I find this, like, a win for me and Rosie. Probably worked, probably the hardest out of us two. Like, we worked well together. Like, I knew the chipmunk question that she didn't really seem to understand about Vince because she wasn't there for, like, the lore and inside joke of it, but, like, I'm really glad that I was able to, like, contribute somewhat. I mean, like, Dave had, like, 4 questions, and, like, I never even, like, met him before, so, it's no surprise, like, I didn't really know anything about him because I never came across him in the game. I see this for a win for both of us, which I'm very, very excited about, which means that I can use the idol on her. Like, I can either give it to her or I can use it openly. I think I might just give it to her so that she can have like another idol use under her belt for a FTC, which I think would be really nice because I kind of don't want to use it like in front of everybody. Then everyone will know we're working together, but at the same time everyone probably already can figure it out with like the 5 of us left. So we can put the plan in motion. So my initial target was actually Nova. I really actually wanted to get Nova out, and he was the one we were talking about like eliminating, because I definitely see Nova as a very big threat. And even though I meant it to him when I said like, oh, I'll go to finals with you, because even though I see you as a threat, I want to go up against the best of the best. And I did really mean that. I really did. But I don't know. It's really hard, because then like I keep preaching that I don't mind going up against threats in the final, but then like everyone else keeps calling me a threat and nobody seems to want to take me to the finals, especially James. So yeah, it's really hard to like think of this way, like this bubbly, like happy, like, oh my god, I'll take you to finals even if I lose, because nobody seems to want to take me. And I don't know why, because I don't see myself as a threat. I don't, like, at all. But it is like quite flattering, I guess, as well. It's actually really funny, because I was talking to James about trying to vote Nova, but he didn't seem to want to vote Nova, and he basically told me straight out that he doesn't want to take me to FTC, which I know about like a couple of rounds ago, but he seems to want to take Rosie and Daphne, and I don't know what this obsession is with like everybody wanting to take Daphne to FTC. Like, I think she would win. Like, she's got a really good social game. She has friends in the jury. Like, she would get votes and she would win. But this actually made me want to change the target from Nova to Daphne, because if he sees Nova as like a threat to win, but he also sees me as a threat, if he's stuck with both of us in the F4, he has to choose. Like, he has no choice but to go into the final 3 with at least one of us. So I changed my target from Nova to Daphne to get her out, who I think is a big threat, but to also give me the extra chance of making it to the finals, because I guess it depends on whether James sees me as the bigger threat or Nova, because if he sees Nova as the biggest threat in final 4, then he will want Nova out, and then I'm in the finals, although I do see James as a big threat. So yeah, I guess it just depends, I suppose. Winning immunity and having an idol, I can safely save Rosie from elimination, which I'm very, very excited about, which is what we ended up doing. Spoiler alert, because I'm filming this after everything has happened. But yeah, anyway, we changed our target to Daphne, 2 votes against Daphne. There have been 3 votes against Rosie. We used the idol, and it was good. It was fine. Like, only other advantage used was James's idol piece against himself. But for like the last round to use advantages, I was a bit disappointed. I wanted like chaos. Like, I really wanted chaos to ensure. But I know that Rosie used her idol nullifier on Daphne as well. So even if they used an idol on Daphne, she still would have been gone either way, which was really sad. It was a sad elimination. I felt really bad, but she was really positive about it, which I really, really admire. But yeah, in the final 4, Daphne's eliminated, Rosie's still with me, and we will work very hard to get to F3.
I'll see you later. Bitch. Oh my god. This is gonna take 5 minutes. Is that okay? You can stay still, it's okay. Rosie's playing an idol, and I voted for this bitch. So basically my vote doesn't matter. So they're gonna vote my ass motherfucking out. And I'm out here in the West Village of New York with my girl Nikita, my boy Michael filming on camera. And this is my day. This is my last day in the game. Fucking hell. Fucking James used it on himself. I'm done. It's over. Top 5 was the end. I'm texting the group, not personal. I'm out here in the city living my best life.
Should we get an over-the-head shot of the phone?
yeah, sure. You're funny. Shit is happening. Oh, fuck, I'm done, Michael. This is it. It's over. I already know. First vote. There's gonna be 5 votes. There's gonna be 5 votes. My heart is literally pounding. If you could feel my heart right now. Can you feel it?
Oh my god, I can feel it.
It's actually pounding though, right?
It's actually pounding.
It's actually pounding.
Dude, it's actually pounding.
Mine is too.
Okay, first one, Rosie, doesn't count. This is from Nova. I wonder if they voted for me or for Nova. Oh my god. That's mine, I guess. Rosie,
Oh shit, you're actually, your hearts are actually very much so pounding, Debbie. You good?
Here, look at me, Michael.
If I did this, it would be assault.
You're on me? You're on us?
I'm looking. I have both of it, yeah.
Third vote. Oh, it's Rosie again. 3 votes for Rosie? I was not expecting 3 on Rosie.
I wasn't either.
2.
I was not either.
You were not either. Oh my god. Please don't be me. Please don't be me. It's gonna be me. Oh, I'm so scared. Fuck me!
Wait, it's over?
I'm the only person that has a vote against me right now.
Oh, it's not over
Who
yet.
did this?
You should rage.
My boy
Just
Gumby's watching.
rage quit.
It's me. I have to say something to them. They're already saying goodbye, but like, what's the last of me? Oh. Damn.
No, recount. Demand a recount.
Man.
Recount.
I'm
I
sorry.
gotta make a speech.
I'm sorry.
What should I say?
Like actually speech or like written speech?
You can stop that one.
Oh.
Thank you, Michael. All right, it's the end of the road for me. I've been eliminated. I finished in 5th place, and I am quite pleased with myself. I'm proud of how far I've come. I didn't get the most votes, so I'll take that as a win. Good on Rosie for using her idol and managing to survive. I will admit, I am happy to not be in Challenge 16. That shit looks horrible. But this has been really fun, and the Isle of the Dead is where it's at. It's cool to catch up with people that I haven't been able to talk to in a while. So I'm enjoying myself in that chat. And I wish the Final 4 the best. I'm rooting for Nova. I told so many people that I wouldn't vote out Nova, that I would rather lose, that I hope Nova wins, and that's what happened. James wanted me to vote Nova, and I was out at dinner. I had had a couple of drinks. It's 30 minutes till the vote, and I was like, I cannot do that. I am not in the capacity to strategize right now. I'm just gonna go with my heart, and my heart says don't vote for Nova. But if we did, it would have been tied. I would have tied with Nova, and then maybe I would have still been in the game, but I'm tired. I'm tired, and I'm glad to be done. I'm so happy. But I had a great time. I'll see you at the finale, at the reunion, where we'll figure out who's gonna win. I'm very excited for that. It should be a good, fun time. And it's nice to be able to not like be worried about alliances and strategies, and that I can just like hang out with the people that have played with no pressure, no stress, and just chat and be friends. Bye for now.
And that was the end of Daphne's run. She played amazing. Ray doesn't know that he's a part of Sagevivor. She played really, really well, and I think that we're all proud of her. To get to the top 5 in this season is a huge accomplishment, and shout out to everybody in the top 5, including Daphne, who just got 5th place, because they played so hard to get here. Now we are at the Final 4, and as you guys know, the winner of the Final 4 challenge will have the ability to, 1, make it to Final Tribal Council, as well as pick somebody to go with them to Final Tribal Council and force the other 2 to make fire in order to save their own lives and make it to the finale. So 3 out of the 4 people we have right now will be our finalists, and we will have the jury voting on who they want to win. Quite interesting, this challenge was a 24-hour live challenge. The only way that it would be possible for you to win this challenge is if you stayed up the entire night. And Not everybody liked that, but I did, and it was great, and I think the viewers liked it too. So, let me show you some of that, and then let me show you who went to fire and who won and who lost the fire making challenge and who is our final three. It's time to know.
Okay, so yeah, that was me. I played my idol, and honestly, I was hoping Daphne played one so that my nullifier would be of use. But I guess not. Whatever. It is what it is. I just didn't like how like the whole like reactions and the tribal chats or whatever. Um See, now I'm like paranoid that I blinked and I like missed the notification of the challenge. Hold on. Okay, so I think it's safe to record again. I'm just not gonna look away from my phone. So essentially I did not like how the whole reaction thing to tribal and like how I was essentially called fake in the reactions when I just said GG's because like I want to be respectable. Like that's why I say GG's. Like I feel like that's just my neutral way of saying like okay, like good game. Um, and like I wasn't really close to Daphne. Okay, so okay, this is my second time stopping and restarting this. Anyways, but yeah, that was just my way of saying goodbye, good game, whatever. And so they, as in Blueberry and Gumby, reacted fake under what I said. And it's just like, I'm like, okay, say like I don't make it into final tribal council. I seriously do not want to like face them. Like, I just, um, it's just I'm not in the mood to deal with like bullshit, essentially like feelings, you know? Like essentially I hope that they end up respecting like the moves they made over the feelings that they might have had because what I did wasn't a personal attack towards them. It was just so that I could survive. Like I didn't want to lose because of an oversight. Well, then, girl, you better work. Work for that finale spot, like I am. Okay, so I just woke up. I'm going to try my best to do this challenge, despite the fact that I have work today. Normally, what I do is that like I have do not disturb on. Um, except for like a few like apps or whatever. Um, so I'm gonna just add Discord to like one of the apps that's like allowed to like bother the fuck out of me. So that way, hopefully, like because a good chunk of what I'm gonna do is sitting at a desk with paperwork, but you know, I have to manually enter like treatment plans for like all these animals. Um, so hopefully, like I don't know, it'll just it'll just work out. Hopefully, it'll just work out because I want to stay in the lead, and hopefully that James is like too preoccupied today to like to surpass me. You know.
So I'm not sure what the time zone complaint counter is at for me. Probably 3 or 4 times. It hasn't been too bad. I mean, doing 2 walks at once has definitely made things feel a lot worse. And here we are with the F4 challenge, which is a 24-hour challenge where we have to do like a check-in type thing with a phrase. Whoever says it the most times within the minute wins, but it's 24 hours without any warning. We've kind of jumped into it. I'm already behind in points because I'm an idiot, and I copied Nova's message because I had it running on both my laptop and my phone, and I copied his message. He had the phrase wrong. I lost like 3 points. Kind of sucks that I'm already at, you know, behind and everything, but hopefully I have got this. It's 4 p.m. I'm still behind in points, and it kind of looks like everyone's going to bed. I think it's a bit hard to tell because they said there could be some pings. It does look like a lot of the production, and looks like James and Rosie and everybody's gone to bed, so I just gotta hope that maybe there'll be some pings for me, like, you know, while they're asleep and stuff, instead of me just being awake in my time zone and like nothing happening for me. So I guess wish me luck. Okay, so it's 6-7 p.m. and I had dinner, and I said like to myself, like of course I'm gonna value time with my family and eating dinner with my family over the game. So I put my phone on silent, flipped it over, enjoyed my dinner, which was really nice because I love my family. But when dinner was over, I picked up my phone and saw that I missed a challenge ping from 3 minutes before, which that's such bad luck, such bad luck. Okay, so it is 9 p.m. I've been awake for 15 hours. It does look like people are starting to wake up now. Rosie's made an appearance randomly out of nowhere. I'm getting a few points, but I'm still like a bit behind, so I'm hoping to like catch up. But I'm very, very tired. 9 p.m. I've been awake since 6 a.m. I would probably normally be asleep by now, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to put my all into this. I do really like the endurance challenges. This is just a lot to have for like a final immunity challenge. Yeah, there was like some arguments before where I was complaining about my time zone being a hindrance to this, and I didn't want it to be like a big argument, so I kind of like shut it down a bit, and I'm just gonna keep going and doing my best. So yeah, not overly sure where like James and Nova are at. They seem to be a bit behind. I feel like this is gonna probably be a competition between me and Rosie in the end, which is good because I want to stay aligned to her. Like if she wins, I feel like I win as long as she stays aligned to me. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay, so it's very early. In the AM, it's 1 a.m. so I've been awake for 19 hours. So I was thinking like maybe I'll put myself first, put my sleep first, and get a couple of hours of sleep. And I was literally just about to do that when James kind of comes out of nowhere and goes, you know, Moon, you should probably get some sleep. You should look after yourself. Like, look after myself. Which maybe he means it, I don't know. It probably means it on a personal note, but maybe not on a game note. I guess he wants me to lose. With that being said, just because of the fact that he's come out of nowhere and wants me to suddenly look after myself, I have decided I am going to stay awake and I'm going to win this challenge. Yeah, I'm not going to give up because he wants me to. I mean, I should look after myself, but it's okay. It will be worth it if I can win. Yeah, so I've got fire left in me. I may be awake, staring at my phone for 19 hours, but I got this. I will win. So, fuck you, James. I'm going to win this and you are going to lose. So, 3 a.m. check-in. Looks like I'm doing well in the points. I haven't missed a nighttime check-in. I think the only one I've missed recently was probably the one that happened to me at dinner. But otherwise I think I've gotten them all. I'm getting really tired. It's been 21 hours since I woke up, and 15 hours since the challenge started. So this does seem like it's probably a big contender between me and Rosie. So as long as one of us wins, I guess it's fine, but I still want to try to secure that guarantee win for the finals. So, I think I can do this. I think I got this. I might be tired, but I think I can do this. I believe in myself.
Okay, scratch that. I don't know if I can do this. It's 5 a.m. I've been awake 23 hours and I can like hear the birds waking up outside, which means I've really been awake over a very long time. I don't know, I'll try to pull through. It's just, I'm so tired. This is not a fun challenge, and I only like the endurance challenges. But this is something else, and the fact that I was awake for 6 hours before it started doesn't really help. Like, I have 7 hours left, basically, so if I wasn't awake those first 6 hours, maybe I could have done better. I don't really know, but it just sucks. Like, I'm so tired, and I might fall asleep, but I guess we'll see. I'll try to pull through, though. Okay, so 1 hour to go on the challenge. It's 11 a.m. I've been awake for 29 hours, actually, which is pretty insane for the sake of an org. It's kind of looking okay. Me and Rosie are like currently tying, and I'm just trying to not miss like any type of ping, because I know that the second I miss one, I'm probably gonna lose. And if I had to lose to someone, I'm glad it's with Rosie, but I really want to like guarantee that final tribal council like visit, like I want to guarantee that I'm gonna make it, because I feel like if I don't, there's a possibility I'll be voted out. But right now it's tying, and I just gotta like put my all into it to make sure that this tie doesn't break, or if it does, that it's because I pull it. Okay, just a quick video because I won. I won the challenge, and I'm so tired, and I cannot wait to sleep. I'm really excited. I was able to pull ahead. More on that like later when after I'm sleeping and feel refreshed. But right now I can celebrate with a sleep. Okay, so I'm gonna go to sleep, but Rosie just informed me that we are in fact not voting normally this round. I didn't read the thing properly. I didn't realize that I'm picking who I want in FTC with me, and the other two are gonna go to fire for their position. And it may sound like, oh, that's like a really good deal, like you made it, but like at the same time, I don't want to burn any bridges on like who I pick or who I don't pick. Like, of course I'm going to pick Rosie, like obviously it's not a question of who I'm going to pick, it's just the fact that I have to make this decision, and I don't want to eliminate somebody. Like, I don't want to be the cause of somebody not making the finals. I've never been in this position before. I've never won final mini challenge. I really made FTC like once before, which I made today as well, which is insane to make it 2-on-1. But the fact that I have to be the reason somebody probably loses, like I'm definitely not picking James to take with me because I know he wasn't going to pick me. But I feel bad for Nova because I wish I could pick him. I really want to pick him. I probably could pick him. But I'm going to pick Rosie because I feel like me and Rosie worked like the hardest to get here, especially after Vince's elimination, so I'm picking Rosie. But anyway, I didn't realize that I had to pick someone and the other two go to fire. I totally was like messaging Rosie saying, let's vote out James, and she's like, that's not how this round works. So anyway, I'm going to get some sleep because I'm very tired, so I'll have more thoughts on like how I won the challenge and everything a bit later.
I honestly don't know what to think right now. My anxiety has been like through the roof since like the last few hours, and like I don't know what to think anymore. And I'm like slowly like thinking that I'm probably gonna be going to fire and potentially losing this game because I suck at challenges. I don't know. I just need to hold out hope, I guess. Like, I'm trying so hard to like pray that Moon takes me so we can battle it out, like she said. And either Roshi or James goes home and becomes the last juror of the season. I don't know. Roshi won't vote for me to win. I know she's probably not as close to me, even though we've been literally like stuck in this game, first on starting tribes and now in the merge. So like, I don't even know what to think. And then I don't want James to feel bitter towards me because like I truly find the guy really nice to talk to. And like I find him as a friend. And it sucks to like, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Like, I want to cry. I really want to cry, but like, I'm just slowly like, just laughing at my pain and like, my anxiety is just like kind of eating me inside and I don't know what to do anymore. People will probably just find me like annoying because I'm complaining a lot now, but like, I don't know what to think. I have made it this far. This is my third time reaching the final four. And like, I could possibly be going to fire and losing this game. And I don't know what to think. I wanted this so bad. I really wanted this bad. Like, this win, like, it means everything to me. Like, if I can win this game, I can prove to myself and to everyone else that, like, I can play the game and I can leave, like, the org community chapter of my life, like, closed for a good long time because I finally got to this point where I can win something. I don't know. I don't know. I say I won't play any orgs for a long time and then I end up playing one because like it seems interesting and whatever and like it's hard to think about. It's hard to process everything and like to know that I'm probably not gonna be pitching my case to the jury. It's scary and it's sad to think about. And I just want to make myself proud and everyone else. Like, finally, like, just prove that I can win something for once in my life and not have to, like, be a loser all the time. Because, like, I don't know. It was in my school life and my upbringing, I was, like, not always looked at as, like, a winner. Like, anyone that that could probably like get like an opportunity or something but like i survive I survived through the hardships that are thrown at me like even though like I've been blessed with so many things in my life I have also faced challenges to where like I feel like I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't like process or think of what to do. But like, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks to think about, honestly. And I'm just like trying to keep it together. Like, I haven't been crying yet, thank God. But like, it's starting to feel like at the point where like if I go to fire, I am legit gonna cry over an online game. And that would make me look like a fucking bitch. Like, oh my God. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just probably gonna have to hold out hope and like wait to see what Moon thinks about because she's probably not going to take me to the end. And that sucks because after being hesitant, now it's to the point where, like, I actually need to put myself forward and go into the end with Moon. I'm going to have to take the risk because this means so much to me. This means, like, the world to, like, win something. And yes, like, even though this has a prize to it, it means more if I win, like, improve myself that I can actually play the game as if I was on the show. Or like any reality show that deals with like social politics or whatever. I don't know. It's it's I'm just rambling at this point. Like I don't even know like why I just did a voice note. But yeah, I'm kind of like sad that my journey might end here. And like I don't know how to like process most things. So I just hope Moon makes the right decision because I will feel so bad and feel so like heartbroken that I would have to go to fire. And like, I don't know. I'm like speechless, but like, I just need to see what's going to be ahead because things might be a little sad for this like finale, like penultimate finale episode. But
This next part of the game is a little interesting because none of our two people at fire really gave me a lot of content, but I think it's because they were like focused in, which makes sense. Adrenaline was pumping. The challenge itself was you had to type precisely. I start the fire, I put the second stick in the fire, I put the third stick in the fire, no mistakes, anything. James got an impressive whopping 73 sticks in his fire compared to Nova's 32. But, well, as you can see on the screen right now, 12th the 12th stick. And because of the 12th stick, James was eliminated and got 4th place. Only 12 sticks was not enough, and that 12th stick really got him. R.I.P. James.
Hello. I'd like to first thank you for the opportunity to be here and deliver my speech. It has been a journey since from the beginning, starting when Sage asked me to apply to this org. This also happened sometime after competing against him myself as a hero of the season while he was the villain. Okay. I wanted to play this org to support him along with meeting new people. And I also wanted to possibly try a different way to play than I normally do, which is play under the radar, which, as we all know, I don't think I did very good job at. I want to think that everything went smoothly in the game and that like it wasn't very eventful up until being in Yago Meet right before the merge. I felt the urge at that point to get rid of an enemy at the time, aka Donnie. So I used the information that I gathered from allies at the time, and along with using my own experience with him, talking with him, and just my overall intuition to spread distrust and spread the word to vote him. However, as we know, votes landed on me, and it was just basically like a start of like how I played and how the advantages that I earned and found came into play, which is another reason why I thank some of the members of the dead. Without your help, I would have been real quick to join y'all pretty early in the game. When I searched for advantages myself on the grid, I pretty much only found an extra vote and one idle piece. I was then gifted an idle nullifier and 2 idle pieces. And combining those 2 idle pieces is what eventually saved me from being voted out initially, minus the tribal where Donut was kicked from the game. Mia, that day, you were the only person that essentially didn't reach out and say why the vote was landed towards my directions, which was why that, and I also was under the impression that maybe that you told Donnie that I was after him. Please do correct me if I'm wrong here, and I do apologize that was the way you had to go. I hope you can understand that it was never meant to be personal. I do wonder, though, how else it would have gone down had you stuck it through and played the idol that you said you had. And yeah, pretty much after that was merge. I guess I could say I was on survival mode. I was willing to do anything to not catch votes again, and it meant having to essentially be close with someone who I thought was my enemy, Donnie, so that he wouldn't try to target me after the stunt I had pulled against him. On the flip side, I was also brought into the alliance that specifically targeted him. Being in survival mode, I kept thinking to myself, if once he's gone, I could be next based on that whole idol play that I did. As I continued to think about it, Moonlight had approached me with the proposal of an alliance with her, Donnie, Vince, Craig, and myself, and possibly Blueberry if he agreed. That day, I remember it was a tribal day. We had just finished the challenge, and it was also my younger brother's graduation. I knew that I had to act quick on proposing this idea to Blue, as people were growing the idea to vote out Donnie. Even though my idol is what kept me in the game, I owe that save to Blueberry. He is someone who helped me in a big way. So I felt that telling him about the alliance was my way of repaying him, essentially. Because I wanted to essentially keep him safe in the way that he did for me. I never fully intended to turn against people in a personal way. I wanted to try to find a way to satisfy both sides without anyone getting hurt. But unfortunately, most of us know what happened when the news broke out and that I had backstabbed the alliance against Johnny, and I was questioned why I would do such a thing, all while the national anthem was like playing in the background and the ceremony was starting. That day was not a very good day. I am not very big on confrontation in the matter that it happened that day. I was pretty much stressed about that, and that I just pretty much made the game worse for myself. However, with the new alliance, I was able to fight my way from the bottom to where I am now in final tribal council. Gumby, your reactions, words towards me, and even the recent quiz, the quiz question that everyone got correct did not go unnoticed. I'm sorry for ultimately siding with the person you were going against. I apologize. My foster kittens are crying. I know, Gumby, I know you were the first person to tell me that he was a liar and that he was never to be trusted. I never meant to go after you in a personal manner. I honestly really did enjoy our chats and the energy you always brought. It always brought like a smile on my face every time we talked. I hope that this is something that we can get past. And as far as, I'm so sorry for the background noise. As far as how the rest of the game went, a good chunk of it was a blur because I was mentally struggling with a lot of like real life stuff that was going on. And plus knowing that like you are an enemy essentially to people in the game, it didn't really help. So that essentially, sorry, my dog is trying to get out of my room. I decided that in that time it was best for the Alliance to call the shots while I tried to follow along. Staying this way did secure me for some time. I'm very grateful for Craig and Donnie. They helped me piece together the idol that helped me the second time around. And I'm so sorry if you heard that. Piece together the idol, yes. And then along with Vince and Moonlight to pretty much keep me like up to date on like what was going on. I surely felt giving up at some points, but you all made fighting in the game much more worthwhile. I enjoyed talking to you all, and it was kind of upsetting seeing everyone go one by one. As numbers kept going down, I did remain close to my allies up until I had a weak moment where I turned against the person I'm most loyal to, Moonlight. Donnie had sorry. Donnie and I had talked about sticking together even further into the game, and he did provide a solid case in that moment. And I was kind of still on survival mode and still willing to do what it took to survive in the game because ever since that Craig vote, I wasn't sure like where my standing was essentially. So I took it upon myself to push out her name, which was honestly like a big mistake. She helped me at what felt like my lowest point. Yet I tried to betray her. Obviously, it didn't work, and another ally was out instead that day. Donnie went from the person I hated most in the game to someone who I grew a bit closer to and was a top ally. I honestly was trying to figure out a way to turn against him eventually. Like I saved my idol nullifier specifically for him solely because he kept finding ways to freaking get immunity, and I felt like an old idol nullifier would like seal the deal. I don't know. But you know, in the end, it turns out like it took everyone else to get him out and not me. One other person I did try to save at a certain point was Vince. I had received another idol piece And I had also secured another idol piece as well. Not at the same time. I had first given mine to Moon to essentially give her an idol to combine. And then another piece went to Vince. Unfortunately, that wasn't successful. And I wasn't sure how to use it. Well, the idol piece that I gave to Moon, I wasn't sure how to like use it at first because Nova did approach me after the Donnie vote. After he was voted out, that Moonlight had 2 idol pieces and that me and James should try to break her pieces. I hadn't talked to Moon yet at this point, after I voted her. And honestly, like 100% truthfully, I did initially think about like giving her my piece and then possibly using my idol nullifier on her. But I didn't really have the strength to do that. And after I gave her that piece, it combined the idol that ended up saving me in Final Four. After she won her immunity, she gave me the idol to play for myself in Final Four. After the idol was combined, I had convinced James to use his break the peace advantage, and that he did. And then I used my break the peace advantage against Daphne. I was informed she had an idol piece. I believe it was Vince that told me. I also used the idol nullifier against Daphne when she was voted out. Daphne, I am so sorry that was the way that you were voted out. To be honest, I knew you were like a social threat ever since we met. And I also thought that if you had been here at Final Tribal Council, that you'd probably be the winner. So I do apologize. I did really enjoy our conversations when they happened. And I am also sorry that this took like very long. I wanted to try and clear up some of the things that happened, and why I did certain things, and how the hell I played all those advantages, and how I got them. So I hope this clarified something for y'all at least. If not, I do apologize. I am saying this after a really, really long day at work. I wish I had made like a better presentation of my speech. But I'm just exhausted and my foster kittens are getting hungry. So hopefully this will help you with your questions. There are no limits on what can be asked, no limits on expressing how you feel. And I will try my best not to hold back on what I share. I really hope you take this opportunity to see objectively the game that I played. And that I hope that you give me the opportunity to prove why I deserve your vote in the end. Thank you so much.
Okay, here goes nothing. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, members of the jury. My name is Nova, as all of you know, and this is my speech for the Final Tribal Council of Sagevivor Season 1. Where do I start?
um, First, those of you that are listening, um, I apologize if I stutter a lot and like kind of like stop mid sentence because like I have a lot on my mind and like my mind kind of goes like different places. So, um, yeah, I I have a lot to like I wanted like uh compress into this voice speech, but I know there's not like much to go with. I don't know. Ignore me. Basically, um I am very flabbergasted to be here, not so to speak. And yeah, I am very proud that I am here and I made it here. And fun fact, I this is my very first fire making challenge that I've ever won in an org that I played. Like, to think that I played um very hard, and also like the fact that I was chosen to make fire is mind blowing to me. But at the same time, it was a little bittersweet because I didn't want to go to fire. I will admit that I am not the strongest competitor physically, and that was my worry going into this. Like, I'm probably gonna go home and I'm gonna go on the jury because I can't make a fire to save myself, but I did. So yeah, a little bit about me that I didn't reveal too much from the cast reveal is that I am 24 years old, so that is true, and I am an art student, and I live in Florida. So any Floridians out there, I know there's some in the audience, and I know there's one sitting next to me at this bench. But yes, I am a Floridian, not a natural one. I was born in New England, came to Florida like around about 13 years into my lifespan. So yes, there's a little bit of lore about me, and I am still very boring. That part I am not like lying about. I am super boring, IRL. Like, I would rather stay. I'm literally at home right now, and I could be going out and doing things, but like I like to be home. I'm a homebody, okay? So yeah, it's a little bit about me. And also another thing about me is that I played orgs for about 2 years now. I played starting after the first year of the COVID pandemic. So that was in 2021. And so to speak, it was a wild journey because I've played about 16 orgs in this 2 year journey that I've been on. And I call it my personal redemption tour because I'm not the best player at orgs, honestly. So, yeah, I usually make merge about half of the time. And the other half, I just end up being a pre merge flop. But yeah, I went into this game knowing that I could be voted out at any point in the game because I've been a first boot before, I've been a pre-merge boot many times, and I've also been a merge boot, robbed a jury, 1, and 2. I made jury, finishing a little bit into the early jury phase and then also into the late game. I was also a fallen angel at one point, and I was a 0 vote finalist. So that's a little bit more lore about myself. And oh yeah, Another thing to know about me is that my name is not really Nova. My name is Joelle. That's my real name. You guys can see it in my bio. Um, I go by Nova because I am a fan of like stars and like anything cosmic, anything spatial. I like to look at from time to time. And that's also like a little bit like what I like to theme my art around. Because some of you might not know this, but like I also draw a lot of original characters on my downtime, and I plan to use those characters in a video game series that I like to call Sword Masters. I don't know if it will happen, but maybe one day, you never know. Oh my god, sorry, I'm like clearing my throat so much. um yeah, so I also wanted to use my art as part of my social game to like, not appear as like cold to everyone.
Hi everybody, welcome to my shortened speech. Just want to quickly say congratulations to Nova and Rosie for making it here. I'm really happy for you guys, and I'm happy I'm here with you, and just wanted to say hi to all the production and hosts and jury and just all the watchers that are watching. So I knew coming into the season would be a tough season. I know Sage. I knew he wanted to make it crazy and chaotic. When I started the game, I really wanted to be as active as possible. I wanted to be social because I know those first boots tend to be people that aren't as active or aren't talking as much. When we were getting to know everybody, Daphne was the first person that messaged me, and we clicked so like instantly and so well. She expressed that she really liked Craig, so we made like an alliance with the three of us, and I believed at the time we were a very strong alliance. I really liked them both. Me, Craig, and Daphne also made an alliance of 6 with Mia, Snowy, and Vince, so that we had that like majority in the tribe, which I was really, really excited about having early in the game. And then me and Daphne also had a 4 with Mia and Donut. So I was already in 3 alliance chats at the time, and I was very, very excited. During the first challenge, I definitely wanted to be a voice for people to not spend money at that auction, because I knew that if they did, we would have a big chance of going to elimination, and we unfortunately did, and it was a unanimous vote against Set, which was nice to have like in the tribe at the beginning, that there was no drama. Me and Daphne and Craig had a really nice voice chat an hour before the tribe swap. We got along really, really well, and I knew we wanted to be a strong 3, and I was really happy to have them by my side and to move forward. But we did tribe swap, and I was with Craig again, and Daphne was unfortunately separated from us. I really like my new tribe. I actually really got along with them well. I was really excited that 4 out of the 6 people in my tribe were actually from the alliance of 6 I made, called the Alliance, so I was really, really happy about that. I was also getting to know everybody else in the tribe. I really enjoyed Chase, and I really enjoyed James. I ended up finding an idol, which I was really excited about, which the first opportunity for me to use it wasn't until the second challenge on the tribe swap, which was the hotel checkout, which we unfortunately lost. During the hotel checkout, there was mess ups with the perms, and this alliance leak happened, and Vince saw an alliance between James, Snowy, and Craig, and kind of freaked out, thinking that maybe they were against us. I had thoughts during the elimination that we went to, the tribal we went to, where Chase was getting like the votes to be eliminated. I thought like maybe I will save him with the idol. I did decide not to, because I didn't want to go against the grain. I didn't want to stir up any trouble or distrust in my tribe like so early in the beginning. So I did unfortunately not save Chase, but it's okay. We do move on. A week after the first tribe swap, we tribe swapped again, And I got really worried for Daphne and Craig because they were swapped together, and during the hotel challenge we got to like talk to everybody. And I did talk to Daphne at the time, and I did tell her about the alliance that Craig had with Snowy and James and that I was left out of. And I just knew that with them being together there might be some drama, but there wasn't as much that I could do at the time because I was separated from them. I couldn't talk to them, which really sucked. The first time we went to elimination on this new tribe wasn't actually until we did that word challenge. It was a 24-hour one. I did my best to participate, but I'm not really great with words. I had an alliance on my new tribe with Vince, Mia, and Donut and myself, so we had that 4. It was like partial alliance plus Donut, and I also made a 3 with me, Vince, and Donnie because I wanted to be on his good side, and then I wanted to be by his side, and I wanted to know where his vote was going because I know that some people just did not like him and did not want to work with him, but I did want to work with him. During that tribal, we were going to put our votes onto Rosie, but unfortunately Donut had his eviction happen, so that tribal got cancelled. We went to a double elimination next, and Rosie used her idol like very last minute. We did decide to put our votes on Rosie again, but we didn't expect her to have an idol because I have my idol, and it was just like the chances of someone else having an idol on a tribe of 6 we thought was just very, very slim. So we put our votes onto Rosie. She did use her idol, and Mia got idoled out, which really, really sucks. But we move on. We did go to merge, and we merged without Snowy and Mia from the Alliance. And when we entered merge, it was 4 Iago versus 7 on the other tribe of the original in terms of OG tribal lines. When merge started and I finally got to be reunited with everybody, I got to be reunited with Daphne and I got to be reunited with Craig, and there was like issues on their tribe, but I was really happy that we were able to actually clear things up a lot. I was able to give further information to Daphne that I wasn't worried about that alliance anymore, and that I felt really confident in Craig, and I told Craig all this. I apologized and explained that I was like really worried, and he understood. So in the merge, I was invited to an alliance of 6 by Craig that included myself, Vince, James, Nova, and Kelly. I didn't feel, I felt a bit, weird about it because I didn't really know Nova and Kelly that well, but I did want to get to know them and have this alliance of 6 be really strong in the game because I felt like if we could make it work, we could really, we could have, majority for quite a while if we trusted each other. I did tell Craig about my advantages. So I had my idol at the time, and I had my idol piece as well. So together with his idol piece, we had some really good stuff. But during this round, I was told by Daphne that there was a Donnie Destroyers alliance that I was not in. 7 out of 11 people were in it, and me, Vince, Craig, and Donnie were all not in it. A while after hearing this news, I came up with a really big plan to have an alliance of 6 with myself, Vince, Craig, Donnie, Rosie, and Blue, because at least from my point of view, I saw that we were kind of at the bottom of the totem. I kind of saw as Donnie was an easy vote for everybody wanted to go for Donnie, and I thought that if I can make an alliance with Donnie and save him, he will be faithful to us. We will have strong numbers, we can have majority, and we can get to the final 6 on our own. This plan worked pretty well at the time. Blue didn't want to be a part of it. He even leaked the alliance. Rosie somehow got all the blame, and the votes that round looked like it was going to be Rosie, although our target at the time was Gumby because we saw him as a social threat. I also didn't have any alliance chats with Gumby, so I didn't really know where his head was at. And in the end, Nova came out to us, said that he wanted to eliminate Gumby, which made our plan work even more. I was really happy that me and Rosie, Vince, Craig, and Donnie, we have this 5 together, and if we can eliminate just someone else from the other side, then we will have definite majority with the 5 of us, even without Blue included. The next round was the auction round, and I'm really proud of this round because it was immunity was the first prize that was up for grabs with the auction, and I told everybody that I really wanted to buy the immunity. Basically, I didn't want Nova to buy it because he was the next target. Saw him as a social threat, saw him top of the chain. He seemed to be in alliance chats with everybody from what I knew and from what I heard. So we wanted to eliminate Nova for that reason. I was really proud that I got the immunity and that nobody actually bid against me after my bid, because I told everybody I wanted to go for it. The only person that bidded was Blue at first, but only because I wasn't really aligned with him. I didn't really have any chats with him, so I wasn't able to tell him I wanted the immunity. He ended up not going against me because I made a promise that I wouldn't go for him this round, which he wasn't who I wanted to go for at the time. But yeah, he ended up getting immunity later on anyway, but I was really proud that me talking to people saying I wanted immunity made everybody back off for some reason. I'm still surprised that even worked, but this round was really important to us because Donnie and Vince had their swaps. Me and Blue had immunity, so that was already 4 out of 10 people left that could not be voted out. And then Craig and Rosie and Nova ended up using an idol because we had planned to split votes between Rosie and Nova so that Rosie could use her idol, then the remaining votes will go to Nova, and unfortunately didn't go 100% to plan because Nova used an idol. So it ended up going to a revote the next day, and Kaylee got out because she just wanted her friends to go forward, which was really nice. But even though the plan didn't go 100%, it went pretty well at the time because I definitely saw Nova and Callie as a duo, so it was still alright that she got out. So the next challenge was the captain challenge, and I know some people wanted me to step up and be the captain, but I decided that I didn't want to have that reputation on me for being a captain or being seen as a strong player. So I decided that I really wanted to pitch for Daphne to be the captain. That way that she would kind of get credit for captain and be kind of responsible for certain people not being able to be applicable for elimination or anything. She ended up being the captain, and in the end, me, Donnie, Rosie, and Vince, we were at the bottom 4, so we got to actually choose who got immunity, and we chose Craig because he was the only one from our alliance of 5 that was in the top 4, so we were able to actually easily give him immunity, which was nice because we were able to make sure that other people from the other side didn't get that immunity. With this vote, Craig came up with a really great plan that we will tell James and Daphne that we're voting for Donnie, but that me, Vince, and Craig are going to vote for Blue as a backup vote in case Donnie had an idol. And we made sure that Donnie and Rosie also had votes on Blue, so it was 5 votes against 4 from what we knew. And which is what ended up happening. This was kind of the really tricky part for us because it made Daphne lose a lot of trust in us. Blue also spilled about the alliance that me, Vince, Craig, Daphne and James had made. He told that on his way out, which kind of broke that 5 apart because we just didn't really trust anyone anymore. But moving on from that was the final 8 tribal. Donnie had immunity again, so he was not an option for eliminating this time. We were going for Daphne at the time because I thought that she was the leak from that tribe from the previous round when Blue revealed that he knew about that alliance. So I did want to discuss as a group putting votes on Daphne because I just didn't trust her anymore at the time. When the votes were being read, I saw that there was an extra vote and saw that that Craig was getting votes. Unfortunately, Vince betrayed us. He went to the other side to get Craig out because he saw him as a threat, which really, really sucked. But it was a bit of a low time because I really thought from that point, like, when your number one gets out your other number one, it's really not like a good sign. And this was the first time I didn't know where the votes were going for. So up to this point, every time I went to tribal, I always knew who was getting eliminated. I always knew who to vote for and did the right vote. But yeah, that sucks. So Craig was eliminated, and the next round was the touchy subjects, which I lost, and James won. During this time, I was really sus on Donnie because I wanted to eliminate Nova at the time because I still wanted to trust Vince, Rosie, and Donnie despite Vince taking out Craig the round before. But Donnie didn't seem to want to vote the way I wanted to vote. I wanted to vote Daphne again, but he wanted to really vote for Nova, and because of this, I kind of had this weird feeling that he was wanting to keep Daphne until the end, into Final Tribal Council, and I knew he wanted to take Rosie to the end because they were getting along really well, so I knew that, like, where does that make me stand? James ended up telling me that Donnie was gunning for me, and then Vince told me the same thing, and thankfully with everybody's help and like Vince did so much work pitching for me, we ended up voting out Donnie instead because he was putting votes on me with him and Rosie, so I felt really, really lucky that I got through that round and that I was in the final 6. Entering Final 6, I did want to eliminate Rosie because I thought at the time with her voting for me that meant she didn't want to work with me. So I did want a gun for her that round, but then she won immunity. So that kind of plan was out of motion for me. Rosie did reach out, or we reached out to each other, and she actually felt like really, really bad about voting for me, and she ended up giving me a piece because she wanted me to have a fighting chance that round and using an idol since she knew I had 2 idol pieces at the time. So we ended up making an idol because she told James that she used a peace breaker on me and then for him to use a peace breaker on me as well so that my 2 pieces would be broken and that I wouldn't have anything to defend myself with, which was really funny. So we did trick James and we did trick him into using his idol piece on me while I had the idol created. So that actually did waste him his idol piece. During this round, we did want to vote for Nova. We were going to put 4 votes on Nova, me, James, Rosie, and Vince were going to vote Nova. It ended up not being that way because it turns out James was working with Daphne and Nova and he used his extra vote, and even with Vince's vote block because he changed his vote to Daphne last minute and ended up being that he vote splitted himself out, which really sucks because he then got eliminated, and that meant that was the second time I didn't know where the votes were going for and who was getting eliminated, and it meant another ally going out. But we move on. I was at this point, I really just was not confident I was going to make the end. It felt like it was the other 3 against me and Rosie, so I knew that me and Rosie really, really had to work really, really hard. In Final 6, though, I did win immunity, which is why I wasn't gunned for again. No, Rosie won immunity, sorry. Rosie won immunity. In Final 5, me and Rosie came up with the quiz plan for the challenge that we would work on it together, that we would, for answers we were 100% on, we made sure we answered the same, and answers that we were not 100% on, we would split them, and in the end I won immunity because of her plan, and I was really, really happy about it because I really wanted one of us to win immunity because one of us winning meant we both won, because I still had this idol and I could give it to Rosie to use on herself. So I was really, really happy about that. So we used the idol on Rosie. Rosie did get votes, and then Daphne was eliminated at 5th place. So I was really, really happy that me and Rosie really worked hard this round to win immunity and to secure both of us into the final four. For the final four challenge, we had the 24-hour challenge, and we basically had to check in for the phrases within the minute. I ended up winning it, which was really, really great because it secured me in the final 3. Like, I won the final 5 and final 4 challenge, like, both in a row, which I was really proud of. And I stayed up, like, for the full 24 hours doing this challenge. It was really insane, a lot of work. And it guaranteed me in the final 3. And instead of this being a vote out, it ended up being that I got to pick one person to be in Final Tribal Council with, and the other 2 had to go to fire. And I knew I was going to pick Rosie, like, no matter what. I was always going to pick Rosie. But yeah, I picked her. Nova and James went to fire, which was insane because I think we kind of expected that James would win, but because he had spelling mistakes, it ended up being that Nova won, which I was pretty happy with because I did see James as a big threat. I did lose a lot of trust in him when he voted not with us, and he also expressed he didn't want to take me to finals. So, like, I didn't want to take him to finals if that's how he felt about me, but in the end, Nova won, so it was me, Rosie, and Nova in the final 3. I really, really am happy to be here. I hope I can get your vote. I won immunity 3 times in Merge. I felt like I worked really hard with the people that I was aligned with to make these big moves, especially at F11 with this Donnie Alliance I made. I was part of the Chaos at F10 Tribal. I was a really big part of the blue vote with the planning with Craig. I wasn't too much involved into the Donnie vote out because everybody else was the big help there, but I'm really glad that I was able to work with everybody to vote him out. Me and Rosie winning immunity with that quiz and using the idol at Final 5 was just, like, really amazing. And then when I won the Final 4 challenge, like, I feel like I did a lot of impressing things in this game, and I'm really, really happy. I'm really excited. I'm really proud of myself. It's the most strategic I've been in any org, and I hope that I can get your vote.
Able to hear me. Oh, it looked like it took a second on the actual YouTube video, but you should be able to hear me on the stage. Screw Connor and his imposter allegations. Enough of that, though. Welcome. So you guys have seen, I can turn on my camera too. You guys have seen what the final 5 to the final 4 to the final 3 have done throughout this entire series. I don't know if my camera's working on the live reunion, but it doesn't matter. You guys can hear me. So the final 3, we are sitting with Nova, Rosie, and Moonlight, who all had completely different journeys getting up until this point. I was 100% just happy. I was happy. All of them had different journeys. This season was really, really good. Shout out once again to the entire cast. I said it throughout the entire season, and I'm saying it again now. I think that we got very, very lucky that we were able to have such a fun and dynamic cast throughout this whole thing. You guys were very interactive for the most part. We only had one person that we really had to kick/boot. Overall, you guys were extremely fun. I appreciate you. You guys are what made Sagevivor what it is, and I'm hoping that we can continue that tradition on to season 2 and the seasons from now on. Now, I know, everybody wants to know who the winner is, and we will get to that. But until then, I want you guys to chill and notice all the freaking wires behind me. I have the results for all of the awards in front of me now, and we are going to be doing that first. So the reason that we're doing that first is, 1, I think it's hype, and 2, it's going to build us up the small awards before the big awards of the winners. So we're going to start with a couple of the prizes that are not paid. So just to remind everybody, the ones that will be getting paid today are the winner, the runner-up, the hero of the season, the villain of the season, best confessionalist, player of the season, and fan favorite. God, words are hard. So we have a couple of prizes here that aren't going to be paid out, but they will have a special role in the Discord, and it's just nice to recognize them. The first award going out today is Most Robbed Pre-Merge. Now, pre-merge was a crazy time for everybody. There's lots of swaps. Everything was whack. Now, the most robbed pre-merge, it was kind of a close vote here. It's an 11-6 vote. So, not the craziest, but our winner of the most robbed pre-merge is Mia. Mia. Congrats, Mia. We will be changing your role here momentarily. Christine or anybody, if you're there and you can change roles and you want to do that, please do. If not, I will take care of it post-season. Don't worry about it. Most robbed post-merge player. Most robbed post-merge player. Sorry, I'm typing. Got lots of ideas here. Hi, Chase. I see you in the chat. Anybody ideas on most robbed post-merge juror? To me, this one was pretty obvious at the time. But I don't know. You guys could have many, many... Dave says he's robbed for being the most robbed pre-juror. I love that. I will say that it is a tie. Moonlight's correct. It's a tie between Gailey. No, it's not a tie. It's between Kaylee and Gumby, and she still spelled Kaylee wrong. How rude. But with one vote more than the other, Kaylee. Kaylee was the most robbed post-juror. I was actually surprised that that was as close as it was because, like, I don't know. Sorry, I love Gumby, but Kaylee literally got, like, so screwed with all those idols. Like, that was fine. All right, the next award that we have for tonight. This one's exciting. The next award goes to the messiest player in the game. Who was the messiest out of all of you? And you were all very, very messy. So messy. Ugh. Now, what's hilarious is this vote was just as messy as you guys this season. Look, even all your guesses, you're all over the place. Do you guys see that? You are all over the place. Well, there was 27 votes on this one. And there's a three-way tie. Three-way tie. And quite honestly, since it's not a paid-out one, I'm going to give it to all three of you. What's ironic, too, is in this three-way tie that's so messy, there was only 5 votes for each of you out of 27 responses, so messy. Let's give some honorable mentions here. Craig, Chelsea, Gumby, Moonlight, Nova, and Snowy all got quite a few votes. But the three-way tie is between Daphne, Donnie, and Vincenzo. You guys are messy. Messy, messy, messy. You are super mess. I guess I could put on some music behind us, right? But yeah, you guys are messy. Messy AF. But we love it. We stand it. It's what made the season the season. There you go. Here's some music in the background. This should help. I'm louder than this, right? Cool. Now we're getting into the paid section, so I'm glad that we did this. So this is an award. This one is for $10. So if you win this award, message me after. Actually, I'll message you. So just check your DMs, and we'll get you paid. For fan favorite. Fan favorite. What is everybody's guess on fan favorite? Yeah, I think this one's pretty obvious since she has an entire cult behind her. Moonlight with the fan favorite. We'll get her a new role title here in a minute as well. Congrats, Moon. And congrats to her cult that propelled her this far. Hold on. Oh. Sorry, I was just reading a message. Oh, the Koala Hospital. Yes. All right. The next award goes to Player of the Season. This is also a paid award, Player of the Season. Now this one actually got a couple votes that didn't make sense to me, but you know, we thrive. But it was actually pretty even. I was expecting a blowout in this section, and you guys were 100% here. So, Player of the Season goes to Rosie. I think it was the 4 correct idol plays this season. Was it 4? 3 or 4? That girl is crazy, and it makes sense. Now, the next is Best Confessionalist. Let's go. Best Confessionalist. This one was actually pretty hard too. This one was hard because you guys did a great job. A lot of you guys did a great job. This one was a very close race as well. A 14-10 vote here. 14-10 vote on Best Confessionalist. It goes to Daphne, our Best Confessionalist of the season. Thank you so much. Your live reactions, hello, game-changing, plus the vlog in the final 5. Well deserved, well deserved. Congrats from me to you as far as the Best Confessionalist, specifically because this video format is something that sets us apart. Now here comes my favorite award. Villain of the Season. This is also a paid award. This one actually, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this one shocks me. Based on what I thought the votes would be, this one shocks me. Dave says it's Sage. Probably right. Probably right. Villain of the Season. There was 26 responses on this one, which I don't know why people didn't answer Villain of the Season as much, but that's on you guys. Villain of the Season this season was James himself. James, evil boy. He was plotting the whole time. He's the reason Chase went out. It makes sense. It makes sense. Award next. The hero of the season. Now, this one is interesting. This was actually a landslide on the hero of the season. There was 31 responses here, and 22 of you voted the same way. 22 of you voted the same way here, and that actually blows my mind. The hero of this season, well, I actually kind of think was a villain, personally. Moonlight, hero of the season. Congrats. Alright, everybody. That is our awards. Just our plain old awards, but now we're going to get into the vote. Oh, this is what we've been waiting for this entire time. Here we go. Vote, 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 vote. I've got the votes right here. It feels weird, like I almost don't want to read them. One, because now everybody's gonna know my secret. I've held on to this fucking secret like a goddamn iron log. Christine doesn't know. Tim doesn't know. Nobody I know knows. My boyfriend doesn't know. So, this is exciting. Let's get into it. Our first vote for winner of Sagevivor Season 1 goes to Nova. Our second vote for winner goes to Moonlight. The third vote for winner of the season goes to Miss Rosie. 1, 1, and 1. Our next vote for winner of the season goes to Miss Moonlight. Sorry, I'm kind of just saying the goes to thing to fill in time because, well, I can. Because I need it, because I have to type. Our next vote, Rosie. Our next vote, Moonlight. Our next vote, goes to Rosie. Our fourth vote goes to Moonlight. The winner of Sagevivor Season 1, Wrath of the Dead. Congratulations, Moonlight! It was a very, very close race this entire time. Congrats, Moonlight. Shout out to you. Rosie, congrats on second place. You did really well. Nova, congrats on third place. It's really hard to get that far in this game. This game was crazy. You guys and the way that you all played and how chaotic you were, as well as how chaotic I was crazy. Gumby, your vote sucked. Just kidding. There was only one more vote after that, I believe, for Moonlight. But it was just Gumby's. But, you know, it's Gumby. Who cares? Just kidding. But, yes. It was a very... I'll get you the final vote count because I know you guys want that. But Moonlight wins. It was very, very close. Very close. And actually, a lot of the people that voted for Moonlight were also on the fence for Rosie. You guys both played an amazing game. Nova, you played an amazing game as well. To get to the final three was insane. Everybody that's in an alumni now, please go ahead and request to get into this. Let's be respectful when we first get into this questioning section. We'll kind of all talk. Christine and, everybody else. Get in here. No, but how did you become a stage moderator? What the heck?
Yeah, I don't think you have that set right.
No, I definitely don't. Well, that's fine. Get them in here.
Guys, no, leave the stage.
Well, no, that's fine. As long as they can talk in here, we can do it like this.
Well, no, you can talk very quickly. Leave the stage. And then we can, like, if you guys want to talk, just raise your hand.
Oh, well, I was going to have them all in here and do like a group discussion. Hold on, let me turn this freaking music down. I can't hear you. It was nice for aesthetic, but I can't hear. Lit. But yeah, congratulations, Moonlight, on the W there. Let's go. Yeah, let's just get him in here.
Yeah, it's like just join the stage if you can.
Yeah, join it if you can. Invite if you can't. I am accepting all the alumni in here. So
the respect with raising your hand.
Yeah, thank you. Gumby says hello. Gumby, I don't see a request from you. Oh, you're in here, bruh. Can everybody talk? Say hello.
Hello.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's Nova. So everybody should be able to talk. So we'll just kind of go through. We're going to have just a couple questions for you guys, and then I want to leave it pretty open-ended for you guys as well. I have a couple things written down, and we're going to kind of just go section from section of the game. If you guys can stay respectful and not cut each other off, we'll just kind of leave it open and answer. If it becomes an issue, I'm just going to pick people like a classroom. Moonlight's having trouble getting in here. Hopefully she can get here in a second, because that is our winner of the night. She needs to be in here. She says, I don't understand. Can somebody help her with... Oh, there she is. Invite to speak. Perfect. She should be able to get in here any second.
Yeah, just hit the hand thing once. Otherwise, it'll take it off, too.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't see any other requests. Tim, you should be able to just jump in. You are production. Same with you, Contine, if you wanted. We should be good.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So, like I said, we'll leave this open-ended as long as you guys can be respectful. Congrats to Moonlight. Shout out to you. Do you have anything you want to kind of say, Moonlight? Do you have a speech you want to give or anything you want to say?
Okay, hi. I don't know, I'm just really shocked. I didn't think I would even make it to like halfway, and just thank you to everyone that voted for me. I don't know exactly who everyone voted for me, but if you voted for me, thank you. I knew I would have been happy to lose against Nova or Rosie, because I know they played really great games, and I'm really proud of this final three. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so like, my brain is all fogged. I'm just really shocked. Just thank you for
I told you.
Yeah, it was an incredible season, and just to kind of go off of what Moonlight said, it was from all three of you. I mean, it was really cool to see very unique journeys from all of you to get to this point, and I think that you conveyed it all in a pretty good way. Let's talk about the season itself and the biggest twist, the Wrath of the Dead and the Island of the Dead. Chase, I really want to speak to you if you're comfortable talking about it because I feel like you went to the Island of the Dead early enough that you kind of were able to do something with it. What was your perspective on the Island of the Dead, and how do you think that it affected the game?
Well, I'll start by saying, Rosie, you're welcome for all the stuff I sent your way. But the Island of the Dead, it was very interesting. When I got voted out, I was genuinely furious. It was a really rough day in real life. But it gave me an opportunity to just keep on having fun and interacting with people and the occasional "I told you so," as well as early on when you get voted out early on in the game. Most of the people that are typically already out are the more inactive people at that stage. So I didn't really have that big a competition for trying to win things early on.
Yeah. No, and I mean, Chase really, for those of you that were watching from the Discord perspective, Chase was 100% just like running that shit at the beginning. And then he got some competition later in as people started filtering in, but for the most part, it was the Chase show in there, and it was pretty interesting to see. I do want to talk because I see him in here real quick to Blueberry. If you're comfortable speaking, if you're not, that's fine. But Blueberry was our youngest cast member, and Blueberry was able to kind of like sneak into the cast in a way because his application was so good, and we didn't have an age limit on it at first. And he got in here and he slayed the season. There was never a point where I regretted having Blueberry in on the season. Blueberry, what was your experience throughout the season of Sagevivor?
So like I don't know, I was just shocked we called out so early. But like I had a blast. It was incredible. Like I don't know how else to elaborate on it. Like I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
No, that's perfect. Thank you. We were so happy to have you, and I'm glad that you're here tonight as well. We had a lot of crazy twists in this season, and this one's going to be more of an open-ended question. Feel free to jump in, but let's talk about my favorite challenge, the Hotel of Horrors. What was it like being in that from the player perspective?
Is this a question for everyone?
Everyone, yep, open-ended.
That was a hell challenge.
It was pretty horrible. I gotta be honest. I love it.
I don't know. Honestly, for me, it was just like, oh, okay. It's the first time like getting used to like the challenges here, and then like the Hotel of Horrors. Like, I was so scared to like take any like dares, so to speak, from like production during the time of the challenge because I didn't want to be seen as like someone that's gonna be going rogue and like possibly sending their entire tribe to being like going to tribal council. So I don't know. I I got out pretty early as far as I remember, and like I didn't really have much of an issue because I was there for such a short amount of time. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny because it had brought up so many iconic moments.
Yeah, I agree, and I wish Snowy was here because Snowy specifically, that man kept jumping in there.
I was honestly like dreading oops, sorry. I don't know if I was speaking over because like
No,
it's
you're
kinda
good.
laggy,
You're good. You got
but,
the stage right now.
So I essentially hold on. Okay, so I remember being dreading like the challenge because I was just like, oh my god, like I could literally talk to anybody I wanted to, but then like the instant like I had the opportunity to check out, I think it was like me against Donut that like tried to check out, and I just somehow like luckily like was able to get out.
Yeah, that chat was. I mean, that whole thing was super super interesting. I personally, and this is just the sick side of me, but I enjoyed that challenge with all of you guys. You guys were very entertaining. That was just a good 10 out of 10 challenge. I also wanted to talk. So there was obviously the idol pieces, which are something that is exclusive to Sagevivor, as far as I know. I'm sure there's variations elsewhere. How did, and Rosie, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from anybody that received one if you're interested in it. What were your thoughts on that? Did you love them? Did you hate them? And how do you think they affected the game?
I guess Mercy could go first in front of me because she was the one that had the bag of advantages.
He's queen.
um, I guess so. Maybe I'll just go ahead and share my thoughts on it. I personally like the idol shorts because kind of seen them play out before. Like, yeah, we have auto idols, mini idols, and whatever, but like idol shorts to be combined into like a full-fledged idol, it kind of gave us like co-wrong type of vibes where like you have two halves of like an immunity idol and then combine it to make a super idol. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I honestly see it implemented more in future orgs that I spectate, and possibly in this one as well because I thought it was a pretty unique concept.
Awesome. We love that. I thought that the idol pieces were very unique. There was something that I wanted to do specifically in this season in order to kind of switch things up, and I felt like it really gave an interesting dynamic between Rosie and Chase specifically, because they kind of came into this game with like a friendly rivalry, and Chase ended up like supporting Rosie hugely through that. So that was really cool to see, in my opinion. I also want to talk about the people that had full idols in their pockets and they went home with them. Gumby and Craig, this is your hour to talk. Let's talk about why you didn't play those and how that felt.
You want to start on this one, Gumby, or?
His mic might not be working.
Oh.
Gumby. Here, Gumby, DM me or something.
Going home with an idol, obviously the highlight of my season. Best part for me. No, it was pretty bad. I definitely got like a weird feeling before, but I thought I was just getting paranoid. Like I was so set on like my end game and I had my whole game planned out. I was like, if I can hold on to it one more round, I'll be fine. But no, it definitely felt pretty bad because I think I could have made a deep run if I played it there. But, it's inside, so
I can say, Craig, that for me specifically, you shocked me this season. I felt like coming into this, and this is not a negative or anything. Connor, get the hell out of here. I felt like I wasn't sure that you were gonna do anything crazy. Like you had a very quiet presence at the beginning of the game, and then you started flipping. You started doing all these alliances. You started doing all this chaotic shit, and I was like, oh my god! So this kid could really go deep. Did you have any idea that there were votes on you that night?
I had a weird feeling from Daphne and Vince. Like when Daphne started talking in Tribal, I almost played it right there because I was like, why would she hype up right now? Like she shouldn't be aware. But I was a little drunk and I was feeling myself and I was like, nah, I got this. And that was pretty good.
All right, Gumby, are you able to speak?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So let's talk about you because I felt like similarly about you as I did Craig. I wasn't sure what you were going to do this season, and then you started popping off doing certain things. You also had the advantage of going back into the hotel and talking to the dead. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about how do you think that helped or hurt your game, and did you know that the vote was coming for you?
Okay, first, I'll just talk about that vote. I knew for a fact after I blew up at Rosie that her new alliance would vote for me, and then I told Blueberry, like, I might as well play my idol, like, I don't know what the vote count's gonna be, like, obviously I didn't take into account Rosie's extra vote, so I was planning on playing it, and he was just like, you don't need to, everybody else from Donnie Destroyers is still gonna vote Rosie, like you're fine. And so I was like, all right. And I wanted to hold on to it. Oh my god.
I think.
Okay, anyways.
Oh, okay.
There was loud music, but yeah, I wish I played it. I wanted to hold on to it. And then the hotel, that was fun. Chase was like being a little manipulative, but it was nothing that I wasn't already thinking about. I think he just kind of solidified everything.
Nice. I wish Donnie was here right now because he also had a similar experience to you. For those of you that don't know, in the auction, Donnie purchased a Ouija board, which was essentially able to talk to the dead for 24 hours as well. And people were spilling the tea and stuff with him. So that was quite an interesting development. I'm sure that we can hear his thoughts on that later. Now let's talk about the horrible thing that we all experienced together, and that being Donut. I feel like the one person that can kind of talk about Donut Gate specifically would be Dave. So Dave, talk to us about Donut Gate and your perception of that, because I feel like you got the worst end of that stick.
So my perception of Donut when I first met him, he seemed like an ordinary, like kid. He wasn't super active, but like every time I tried to talk to him, he said he was either like doing homework or studying for the SAT or something. So I was like, okay, that's reasonable. And then like I honestly didn't even really want him out. Um, but I just knew that like he was a number for Mia, and that I was gonna be out next if Nova got voted out. I mean, I guess either way, I may have been out next. But anyways, I didn't know about Donuts, the full extent of his craziness until I get to tribal council, and then he was like really pissed off at me, and I was just like, because I voted for him, and I was like, this is a game where you have to vote for people. Like, what did you expect to happen when you came here? So yeah, I was just very confused. That was my main thoughts, and then I thought he was gonna get dragged to the end, but he got kicked out.
Yeah, the Donut Dave hate was really shocking from our end. Because it did come out of nowhere, and it was like a huge hate for no particular reason. So shout out to Dave for being calm during that whole situation. Dave did not escalate or do anything crazy. He was a normal person, which we always appreciate. The next person I was going to talk to, Daphne, are you here?
She said she had to step out.
I know, and then she came back, and I wasn't sure. So we'll move on. I'll wrap back to Daphne here in a minute. Let's talk a little bit about just like the merge in general, and this is kind of an open-ended one. To me, it seemed very chaotic at merge. It seemed like there was no definite plan, and then it all just zeroed in, on our boy Gumby. How did that develop? Where did that come from? Because I heard that it was an alliance chat that Gumby made with Donnie, but everybody just mugged him after that. What happened?
Moon, I think you should speak on this.
So I found out like when merge happened, and there was still some people like I hadn't like met in the merge, and Craig put us like onto this alliance of 6 and everything, but I didn't feel very confident in it, and I wanted to like, because I knew that Craig and Daphne had like issues in the previous tribe, and because we were like a trio originally, I wanted us to like fix things. And with that, like Daphne told me about the Donnie Destroyers thing, and I didn't really think much of it first, but after a while I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh god, there's like 7 out of like 11 people that are in this like Donnie Destroyers alliance. Like somehow I was like, buddied up with like Donnie, like people think I'm with him and everything like that. And it was like, maybe 12 hours before like tribal ended, I had this idea of like, okay, like I need like a plan of like, if Donnie goes, then who was going to go next? Like I felt like I didn't have any great connections other than like Craig and Vince and Daphne. I thought like, oh, we're going to get like picked off after Donnie. So I kind of thought like, okay, well, Donnie's probably like really desperate. So maybe if me, Donnie, Vince, Craig, Rosie, and Blue, maybe we can all like have a six together and have like majority. And I kind of went to everybody one on one about it. I like talked to Craig about it, and he's like, "This is a great idea." We went to Vince. I think he was a little bit like confused at the time, but we were able to get him on board. And then I spoke to Rosie about it because I thought if like she says no, like the plan isn't going to work, but then she said she was like open to it. So then I went to Donnie and he was like on board with it. And then like I asked Rosie, I was like, oh, can you like talk to Blue about it because like you guys are close or whatever? And she's like, yeah. And so I guess she did that, but it wasn't even that long later, like somehow like the whole alliance was like leaked or something. And I thought, oh crap, like I had this great idea, like it's been screwed over and all that stuff. And then somehow like Rosie got thrown under the bus. I don't really know how because I wasn't really in any of those alliance chats, but somehow she got like the blame for everything. So I was like, oh, okay, that's like interesting. And I was ready to like vote for Rosie because I thought like the plan was like over. I thought like, oh god, like there's no way of fixing this. This is terrible. And that's when like Nova came to me and was like, oh, like we should vote Gumby. Like he's saying stuff about you and Kaylee being like easy boots. And I was like, okay, we can do that. Then we went to the other alliance and like Nova pitched Gumby and I was like, yes, let's do Gumby. And then that's kind of, in my point of view, that's how it all happened. But yeah.
So it was just as chaotic as it seemed. Okay.
Yeah,
That checks out.
it
That's
was,
awesome.
yeah. So it like worked out because Gumby was like our target, but then like I thought, oh no, like we kind of wrecked this for Rosie and like I didn't really know what to do and yeah, and then Nova kind of saved it, I guess, without realizing it. But yeah, that's like my point of view from the round. I don't know, it's probably different from other people's point of views, but yeah.
Perfect. When I do see Kaylee in the audience, Kaylee, if you're open to come chat, I do have a question for you as well. But if not, that's okay too. I have one more for Daphne, and then that's kind of my. She says, "How do I join?" You should be able to hit like the little hand request thing to speak, and then I let you in. Yeah. There you go. Perfect. She requested to speak. Is she in here? I think she is.
Yeah, you should
Heck
be
yeah.
able, right now it is disable everybody to join in. You can enter the stage if you would like.
Hear me?
Heck yeah, I
If
can.
you are not production, join in. Like, sorry, I'm talking to somebody else about it, but like, yeah, you can totally join in as long as you're production and cast. Just don't talk if you're not cast.
Perfect. All right, Kaylee. So let's talk about your vote out because I do think that Kaylee's like vote was semi-iconic. I've never seen somebody that got that deep into the game and did that well in the game that was willing to sacrifice themselves. So I think that was, pretty noble. I wouldn't do that because I'm a villain, but I wanted to talk about Kaylee, the decisions up until that point, and tell us why.
Not good at these games, I figured out. I get way too emotionally attached and I just feel bad. And it was mostly what influenced it a lot was actually when Snowy got voted out because I really like Snowy and it just made sense for the game to vote Snowy out. And before he got voted out, we had a really good conversation and I was like, yo, if you are gonna get voted out, I'll let you know, respect. And then when it came down to it, I didn't tell him because it was a lot harder to do than I thought it would be. And so when he bounced and got voted off, like I felt like his address was kind of towards me. And it just made me feel horrible. And I was like, I ain't ever doing that again. So when it came time to, all that crazy stuff happened, and it was between me, James, and Daphne, and I really liked them both, and I was like, I can't do that again. I can't like vote someone out that I really like, and I just didn't want to go through that again. So I was like, at that point, I just I felt better personally just voting myself out so that I wouldn't betray someone like that again, even though I know they would probably both be really understanding. Um, I just couldn't do it again. So I thought, for me personally, I couldn't sleep at night, as silly as that sounds, doing that again. So I was like, I'll just go. I'd rather go and feel better about myself and like not vote someone out again that I really like and respect than, go further in the game.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I do think that, like I said, Kaylee was very noble. And I do want to give a little bit of backstory. So, Kaylee had never really watched Survivor or did anything like that before. Kaylee played Among Us with me once, and same with Daphne. And I was like, "Hey, you guys, you want to play another game that's kind of like this? It's deception and stuff." And they're like, "Hell yeah, let's do it!" And then I threw them into this crazy pit of Sagevivor. And so they both thrived. I was very proud of them and I appreciate them. So shout out to them because the rest of you signed up for this. A lot of you did it like because you were friends with me. They kind of got just thrown into it and they did great and it was wonderful. Um Daphne, are you back yet? Or are you still doing the things? She's still doing the thing. That's okay. I was gonna touch base real quick on. I think that, and Daphne, hopefully you watch this back later. Daphne is a trendsetter in the way of the live tribal council reactions. That shit was iconic. I would have never thought of that when I was like making the season in the video format, and now it's gonna be like I'm gonna request everybody to do that. So I was gonna give her a minute to talk about like how she came up with that idea and what like inspired her, but just shout out to Daphne in general for that because I thought that was really cool. That's going to change the way that Sagevivor kind of grows moving forward. For me, that's all the specific questions that I had. Christine, Tim, do you guys have any questions that you wanted to ask at all or anything that popped in your head while this was happening?
Oh wait, no, I didn't even think about questions that I'd have questions.
No, you're
Oh
good. I was
wait.
just wondering if you had any that popped up before I.
Oh, you mean like oh, no. I'll just
Okay, you're fine. Tim, did you have any or you're good?
I did not prepare any questions, but I just wanted to say thank you for everyone for a great season. It was like my first participation with an org, so I just had a really good time. So thank everyone.
Also that, yeah, thank you guys. I meant to be like a much bigger part of this, but my house flooded like during this
Oh
tournament,
no.
so I was able to really be a big part of it, and I got to watch the little last bits, and I had so much fun. And I'm super excited to be like another bigger part of this. And a lot of it was so good. Like, oh my gosh, it really was just good watching everybody talk. Like Rosie, I love that you were just like, no, I gotta save myself if the boat's sinking. Like you had to make that clear, and I don't know why that's the funniest thing, but it still is. I think about it all the time because it just cracks me up. You're like, I have to make this clear. I'm gonna be fine. It was so
Yeah,
good.
gotta put myself first. I gotta
Literally.
put me first.
That's funny. Yeah, no, this season was amazing, and the only thing that makes the season amazing is the cast. So, like we've said a million times, I really do appreciate you guys and thank you guys for being a part of it. I really do hope to see you guys, in the server still as alumni and all that stuff, participating, doing all that good stuff, as well as maybe some of you guys will come and play again at another time. I mean, the future is full of possibilities. There is one last big thing that I wanted to do tonight before we end it off here, and that big thing is reveal the theme of Sagevivor Season 2. Now, I've kind of been keeping this under wraps for a long time as well, and you know what? I'm not sorry about it because I'm excited about it. So let's get it out. Let me get the logo out for you. Gumby, listen, I'm gonna expose Gumby. I showed Gumby what it was earlier. He did this. He didn't guess it. He's not a guesser. Don't let him think that. But anyways, let me get it. Hold on. Here it is. It is Roman in nature, Connor. You are correct by that. Yes, Connor, 100%. Season 2 of Sagevivor is going to be Sagevivor Gladiators. Now, I'm not going to really explain to you guys what the twist in that will be, but that will be the overarching theme of the season. Another announcement that we wanted to make before we leave here. Oh, did I leave the... I think I let... Hello? Did I leave the stage?
Yeah, you look silly. I don't think you
No, I was talking that whole time. It's because I was on my phone to get the logo. The theme of season 2 of Sagevivor is gladiators. Connor was correct in guessing that. The logo was made by Swari, so shout out to Swari. We're going to have lots of good twists this season. I'm not going to reveal any of those, of course, but it will be, you know, semi-Roman, semi-Greek in nature with the gladiator theme. We are going to be taking applications soon. I will keep you guys updated on that. We'll probably be doing Sagevivor Season 2 a little bit earlier than originally anticipated, but this definite date I will give to you guys soon. We're not comfortable giving the 100% definite. I also wanted to give a shout out to all of our partners, even though Gumby's begging for a shout out down there. All of our partners are huge in making Sagevivor what it
Daphne
was.
is back.
Yeah, screw you, Gumby. But Gumbyvivor is a huge one.
He's not
Categorg
your
was
fault.
huge. Aurora Survivor was
He got cut
huge.
off on accident, and I don't think he realizes.
Huh?
It says that he's part of the speakers.
Yeah, I can.
On the stream, you can see him talking.
Yeah, on the stream
but
it
not...
says it, but
Yeah.
Could you guys not
Okay,
hear
I'm
me?
glad it's not just me. I thought like I got cut out.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
All right.
What the heck?
I'll see you guys later.
That whole time I could hear you guys. Okay, sorry. The theme is Sagevivor Season 2 is gladiators. Connor was right. It is Roman by nature. It is Greek by nature. We're going to have a lot of exciting twists, but I'm not going to explain those to you guys yet. We are going to be taking applications here soon. Season 2 is going to be starting off a little bit earlier than we originally anticipated, but I will be giving you guys the definite date when we have that. We're just not 100% comfortable releasing that, but it will be sooner. It will not be the end of August. It'll be sooner than that. So it's tomorrow. Just kidding. But applications will be opening soon. I will keep you guys updated. Anybody that you guys like refer, let them know that to put your name in their application somewhere, because I will be taking that a little bit heavily more than a regular application. But yeah, and I wanted to shout out to all of our partners here. They were a huge part of building Sagevivor and inspiring it. You guys can see them all in the partner area, but we have like Aurora Orgs is huge. They helped inspire us a lot. Categorg is huge. Khalid Orgs, Gumbyvivor is huge. We have got a lot of big inspirations here. So if you guys are looking for somewhere to play, there you go. So
I wouldn't say huge.
Gumbyvivor you should apply to.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
We still need Craig's hot sauce shot. He promised he would do it at reunion.
Oh, Craig!
Okay,
Please.
I'll go pour one.
Can you
Give me
get
a minute.
Daphne's question or something?
Is she back?
Yeah, she came
I'm
back.
back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, Craig, go load up your hot sauce shot. Daphne, let's give you the stage a little bit. My question for you earlier was, you were very iconic. You were a trendsetter in the way of making the live reactions to the votes as they happened. I think that kind of changed Sagevivor as a whole. We're all going to probably do that from now on. What inspired you to do that? What made you think of that? And just tell us about your season and how much fun you had or didn't have.
Yeah, for sure. I had a lot of fun. I was very stressed, but I really wanted to be as entertaining as I possibly could. And since I'm mostly familiar with video content, I was like, how can I make this visual for Sage as entertaining as I can? And I felt like in the confessionals, I was just catching the audience up on what was happening. I was like, yo, if I could react live to something, that would be so entertaining, because I'm quite dramatic. So even like before I was filming myself, I felt like I was reacting very violently to stuff. So I was like, this needs to be on camera. And I'm glad I caught some really fun tribal responses.
Oh yeah, they were perfect. I think a lot of you guys, but specifically Daphne, gave us a really good idea of what video confessionals we're going to want in the seasons moving forward, because obviously this was the first time any of us did that. Production, you guys, all across the board. So now I think we have a lot of great examples from all of you guys of what good confessionals look like, and that will help inspire future confessionalists. So you guys were really the building bricks on that, and I appreciate it. Craig, my boy, do you have the hot sauce?
Dear. Oh God.
Please do it, please, please.
Oh my God.
He says 1
That's
sec.
not so bad. You can do it. I did it.
She did do it. It's on camera. So did Vincenzo. Speaking of which, where
Oh
is
my
he?
Yeah, where is Vince?
Daphne went
I
extra with
wanted
her
him
hot
to be
sauce 'cause she's like, this is the blood of my enemies.
Please.
It's so good.
Okay, it's
Who
coming.
else
It's
did the
coming.
lip sync video for that challenge?
It was you, Rosie, and Kaylee did the lip sync. That
I
shit.
hate
Rosie A.
that was fire.
I still never got to see Rosie's
Oh, I'm
roast.
gonna regret this so much.
Yeah, just so you guys know, that video got 100% copy struck by Melanie Martinez. But you know what? It was worth it because that was iconic.
It's into the void now.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Here we go, Craig.
Chug,
Craig.
How do I?
Chug, chug.
Okay. Okay.
Yay! That wasn't a full shot, but it's fine. Yeah! Woo!
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
This is a very nice forehead reaction.
Yes.
You can really tell his forehead appreciates the hot sauce.
It got real red. I saw it.
Sorry, it just died a little bit.
Good job,
It's all
Craig.
right. It's all right. Once we hit
Good job.
25, we all die a little bit every day.
I knew somebody was going to cry during this reunion. I didn't know it was going to be Craig.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
I felt the pain. I felt the actual genuine pain just gulping that down. Like, oh my god. Listen, I'm Hispanic, but even as a Hispanic myself, I don't like spice.
Yeah, taking shots of hot sauce. We love that. That's how we'll always celebrate the end of a season from now on. That's
Yeah.
it.
Sounds like a good tradition.
Perfect. Well, that's all I really had, but I do kind of want to open the floor up for you guys. Let's have an open discussion about whatever you guys want to talk about for the next little bit. I'll probably end the stream at 9, so you do have a cutoff, but let's talk about you guys, your experience. This was your season. Go for it. Gumby, you got any questions for anybody?
I have a question,
Oh,
actually,
Go.
because
Why
when
was
we
I
did the
called
first
out?
challenge and it was a tie, we had to skip the next challenge. Did you ever use that challenge, or was that skipped entirely?
That challenge was skipped entirely, but it is something that you can probably expect to see in future challenges. In future
Yeah,
seasons,
that
I
was
mean.
my challenge.
Oh,
It was a good one, too.
I'm excited for the future. You guys will have fun. Or someone will, not you.
Or someone will. What else, guys? Go for it. Gumby, I know you got something to say. You always got something.
Not me getting called out. I don't have anything to say except Daphne was robbed.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Love you, Gumby. The way you left was so painful.
That was my favorite episode, watching Daphne's reaction.
That's
Yeah,
kind of sick.
I almost quit the
I
game
loved all
after
her
that.
reaction.
When she called everyone slimy.
I love how everybody was so mad at Daphne's reaction. Like, fuck y'all. And everybody thought it was the worst thing she's ever said. Like, she's punched puppies. And I'm like, dude, that's not even that bad.
That was one of
Wait,
those...
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why didn't Kaylee quit before I got voted out? Why did it have to be after I got voted out?
Yeah, same.
Well, I can't speak for Dave, but Gumby, if you would have played your idol, there could have been some potential there.
Well, yeah, but
I'm
Kaylee
just
could have quit.
That's funny. Listen, I like to think of it that Kaylee didn't quit. She sacrificed herself, so...
She ate.
She
Yes,
ate.
thank you, Kaylee, for letting us stay in. You really didn't have to do that.
Yeah, because I feel like out of the people that could have been voted that round, it was not going to be Kaylee, to be honest with you. I don't know if it would have been Daphne or James, but it was not going to be Kaylee.
I was gonna vote
No,
her.
I thought Kaylee was final 3.
Craig, you were going to vote Kaylee out?
Yeah, 100%. I was with James and Daphne.
You son of a bitch. I'm just kidding.
I was going for it. everyone.
Daphne wasn't gonna vote Kaylee. Are you delusional?
I wasn't gonna vote Kaylee. I would have voted.
Not Daphne or James, but I was gonna try to get Moon and Donnie and Rosie, all the people in the middle.
I was probably gonna vote James there, and I had my parchment, and then like 30 minutes before the tribal, I saw Kaylee say what she said, and then I switched it.
Oh,
I actually didn't know until just now that she sacrificed herself.
yeah.
Oh.
Because you didn't watch the episode, bro.
Real.
Yeah, it still shows that if you watch the episode. I watched
That was,
every
like, a
episode
really
live
tough day.
every week.
That's true. Moonlight was always hosting a big old watch party. It was pretty great. It was iconic.
Mm-hmm.
The last episode was so lonely. It was just me and Matthew the whole time.
Aww.
I have something I want to bring up that is amusing.
Let's do it.
When I think it was the Yago +1 thing blew up when you guys voted Blueberry out. When I reacted so violently, Craig was saying it was obviously me, that I was a bad actor, but like those were my real reactions.
My bad.
I was looking at it.
I think they just felt so over the top, and I don't know. Like I think Craig convincing me, he's like, oh, like this is what she did, like in the last tribal, she reacted like over the top and stuff, and it was like so fake, and I was like, oh, okay. So like
That's
I
why
took his word for it.
Genuine.
I wish I could make like a montage of like anytime Daphne did anything, Craig was like, Daphne did this to me. Every time.
Everybody though, no, it was like the whole.
It was a lot of people, but mainly Craig. Like Craig was like, Daphne's like, I'm having so much fun, guys, and Craig was like, I can't wait to kill Daphne when she's not looking. I was like, oh my god.
Okay, in my
I also found it amusing that when Daphne and Craig had their little moment, I would say rivalry, I had to basically sit them down in an office and make talk therapy. It was so like stressful to like keep two big personalities in check and also keeping myself in check, because I was like, guys, can we just cut the tension, because obviously you two are getting at each other, and it's just like I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, why did I even say it?
Yeah, that was fun to experience after I wasn't upset anymore. But it was a good exercise on communication for me and Craig, and I think we got through the conversation pretty well, even though we still didn't trust each other that much at the end of the day.
I mean, I will say I actually did want to go far with you. Like at Merge, there was a period of time where I did want to go like top 5, top 4, maybe even top 3 if things went well. But I think like our whole rivalry was one of those things where if we just like talked about it, it might have been okay. But we both like silently didn't trust each other, and we had like Snowy both like we both thought we had Snowy, and I know Snowy was telling me everything you were saying, which was just making me like more annoyed at the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
We were never just able to like hash it out until Nova put us together.
Surprisingly, in the edit, you were more willing to get back with me than I thought you would have been. And even more surprisingly, Moon was the one that was keeping us truly apart, saying that we were all together, which was not true. Moon.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can't remember
what all false information.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because you were always like, oh, you know, the 3 of us, but then like you never had me on your side in any of your plans. And Craig was like, we should bring Daphne, and you're like, no.
I will say, I can't remember what vote it was, but there was one vote I told you about, and Moon was upset with me. She's like, you shouldn't have told Daphne the whole time.
See?
I can't remember which one. I do remember that, but I can't remember which.
I can't remember what vote. I
vote
just
that
remember you reminded me about it a lot.
I think I was worried because Daphne always gave us like lots of information to like me and Craig, so I thought like, oh, if I give her information, she's probably gonna leak it to other people. I think that's why I left you out of stuff. But like I had always planned to like go back to you.
Yeah,
I never meant to like betray you or anything. It was just really bad how it came across and everything, and I probably saved Donnie way too many times.
From my POV, I was just
Yeah.
loyal to you and Craig from the beginning. And then when me
Yeah.
and Craig had our fight, it was because we felt like Craig was keeping stuff from us. So when I was in a group
Yeah.
without you, I wanted to tell you about it to prove that you two were my priority, even though the other group excluded you. And that worked
Yeah.
to prove my loyalty to Craig, but it, you know, didn't work for you, which I can't win.
Survivor's a fickle game, you know. There's
Yeah, I don't know what else I can say. Like I feel really bad about it, but it's also like the game and yeah, like I did really trust you at the time. I think just things got really complicated, especially with the alliance leak and everything. And we were separated for like a really long time. Like we only knew each other for like the 2 days and then we were never like tribe swapped again for like the next 2 weeks. So I think it was really hard kind of coming back to that in merge and everything. I think I found that a bit tough as well.
I'm confused though why like this merge leak with the blueberry thing was even like a negative slight on me because you guys were doing stuff against me anyway, so it's not like I could stay aligned
That's
with you.
true.
You know, it just doesn't make sense. From my perspective, I was freaking out because somebody voted Blue out and lied about who we were really voting for, not the fact that somebody told Blue about the five of us. You know?
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
think it's like more so also like jury pandering. Like it's like someone's like telling jury members they're going before they're leaving, which like makes them more likely to vote for them in the end.
I would never do that.
And like you were in a position where like obviously you're very likable, and if this was a tactic you were doing, like you were very likely to win at the end. So I think that also made you more threatening, in my opinion at least.
But y'all
Not
have
that
to keep in mind that
yes,
Daphne was just going with the flow and like did not know Survivor strategy.
No, at all.
Yeah, I don't even
I read
understand
her.
You're
why.
overthinking it a lot.
Yeah.
She was just trying to be a friend. She was just like, hey, we're all buddies.
Yeah, Daphne, her only experience, she saw Survivor season 18. I think that's it.
Yeah, the Rob season when he won.
Oh, that's
That was
not even
it.
18.
Whoa! I have not seen that season yet. Dang.
Oh,
Bunch of
sorry.
spoilers.
Spoiler
Bro,
alert.
that is common knowledge.
It's been out
Well,
for how many years?
A
in all
decade.
fairness, he did play in like 5, so
He's played the most seasons, yeah.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, he's a snooze, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh.
Hot take.
I kind of like
I
Rob.
also kind of
I
agree
think
that Rob is sort of a snooze. Sorry, not sorry.
Wait, Nova 8.
Okay. If you want my opinions on Boston Rob, and I'm sorry, Moonlight, like, he is probably one of the most iconic Survivor players in the entire franchise. But, like, I don't know. I get why he's super popular. He's, like, celebrity status at this point, but I just feel like, I don't
Cameos
know.
are $60.
He's not entertaining.
I mean, other than like the greatest love story in Survivor history, you're right. He's not very
Okay, but that
entertaining.
was in 2004. Like, that was nice, but not years later.
They have 4 kids together.
The greatest
Yeah,
love
but that
Survivor
no,
history.
he's an icon, but I don't think he's entertaining.
2004, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before Blueberry existed?
Yeah.
Right.
How was I randomly brought in this conversation?
Blueberry, what was with the bowls of cereal, bro?
Yeah, what was
Okay, so
We did
the
cereals,
first
yeah.
conversation the first conversation I had with Rosie, we were talking about like I think I was having cereal at like midnight or something like that, and I just somehow remembered that out of everything. So I had to put. I actually didn't put it on my winter parchment, and I don't know why I didn't, because I did vote Rosie.
Dang.
For the longest time, I was just like, what the fuck does cereal mean? Like, I even asked, like, everywhere in, like, my confessionals and, like, in my alliance chats, and no one could explain to me why. And I was just like, it bothered me. And now I know why.
It's come full circle. I loved the Rosie Blueberry dynamic, and I loved the Donnie Blueberry dynamic. But the Rosie Blueberry dynamic, like it started off like, oh, Rosie was like, oh, like Blueberry's nice. He's this nice little kid, and then like I forget exactly what he did. He like lied to her or something, and then she was like, Blueberry's like my little brother, and I'm gonna throw him out the window, and it was
Oh
the
my
funniest thing
god.
ever.
Oh my god.
No, wait,
Okay.
you're listening to
I'll
her
take his leg, keep
confessionals,
moving
and
on.
the kids in the background are her
Wait.
brothers.
Wait,
Like,
my villain
turning
era.
it up.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, honey.
It was
Rowan
so
Oh my
funny.
god.
I loved that. It was so funny.
And everybody's just like running amok in the background.
Can we talk
Oh
about
my
Snowy
god.
too? Like, how
I
many
was
people
just
thought
like,
Snowy was like their best friend in the game? Because I thought he was like my
Me?
bestie for the longest time.
Not me.
okay.
I love Snowy.
Listen, I've known Snowy for about 2 years. Ever since I started playing orgs. I've known him since my second org ever. And I knew that kid was super unhinged, like in terms of player, in terms of spectator, in terms of a person in general. Like he's so unhinged, but we love him for it. And like it took me until like 2 years after like I started playing orgs, I played with this kid. But like I knew I was never gonna be his best friend in the game. Like I just knew there was no shot because I know how he works and I know how like chaotic he can get. So I was like, I'm not gonna be in this kid's pocket. So that's why I had to freaking like speak to him for 6 straight hours on Mother's Day before his vote off.
Nothing like
Because I
talking to
knew
Snowy on your Mother's Day.
yeah.
Okay. So like I was in an org with Snowy like a month before this. And like me and Snowy were gonna run the game at Merge, but I was never on his tribe, so I couldn't do anything.
Rip.
Did you guys hear about the contract?
That contract was so funny.
James wanted me to sign a contract.
Yeah, me and Snowy signed a contract. We like were on call like every day. I think for like almost a week, and we were like, you know what, we're gonna lock it down. I'm gonna pop the question. You're gonna be my final two, and he got me to sign a little contract. And then the very next day is when Snowy blew up. So I had to vote out Snowy like 2 days after I signed a contract saying I would never vote him out.
My
Oh,
favorite.
wait. So you violated the law.
He
You
did,
violated
yeah.
a contract.
Oh, the cops are on their way, actually.
Do we have any,
Somebody arrest him right
lawyers
now.
in the chat?
He breached an NDA. It was an NDA.
I have the document too.
I will say, out of every like, well, I've only played one full org, but I'm into now. But out of every vote out, that was the one that hurt me the most. Like I was literally bawling my eyes out. It was bad.
Wow, everybody's so hurt by the Snowy vote, and
I didn't give a fuck.
Yo.
All I know is Craig's getting sued for breach of contract, so that's...
Somebody
I had a
sue
meeting
Craig.
for Mother's Day, so like my husband and my in-laws were gonna kill me if I was on my phone the whole time. So I didn't see it coming. I was totally blindsided on the Snowy boat.
No, because I
I'm
told
sorry.
you I
I
was
was
voting Snowy.
like,
I mean, I'm glad you guys voted him. He was airing all our dirty laundry.
honestly, I was like the least hurt by losing like voting Snowy out because like just based on our history together and like how he's plays, like I call me heartless, but I just didn't feel like I had much of an attachment to Snowy when he got voted out. So like I just you know it was like, well, bye Snowy. It was nice to see you again, but since I voted you out, like gotta go.
Let me look real quick because I think this will be an interesting thing to pull up. Let's see how many alliances you guys had all season.
Oh shit!
Laughs in zero.
I think it was like 19 or 20.
The funniest thing is, apparently I was supposed to be added to one that Set made, and I never was.
I thought you were in that.
That was wrong.
I was apparently I was supposed to be in that chat. I looked in his confessional. He asked me to be there. Production just never added me to it.
My bad.
Dear God.
There was 42 alliances throughout this season. You psycho.
Jesus Christ.
Sage,
That
who was
is
in the
insane.
There was Alliance, and then there was Alliance 2,
Yeah,
Electric
Alliance,
Boogaloo,
Alliance. Yes.
Donnie Destroyers, Los Secretos. I don't know why we went Spanish for a while, but we did. Final Four, question mark.
games thing?
Talk
It's probably
Therapy.
Nova that made everything Spanish.
Talk Therapy and Talk Therapy 2.0.
Was
Operation Double Edge.
both talk therapies?
Yeah, you
Clearly, I
were.
am the problem.
No, not you referencing a Taylor Swift song.
Yago +1, which I love that James talked about that. Why the fuck would you guys name it that? He was like, obviously I'm on the bottom here, and you guys were like, Yago +1. Under the Bus, Lonely Hearts, No Name Losers. Did I name this one? I probably did. Operation Save Us All, Bodies Hit the Floor, Rosia, placeholder without Rosie. Three Peas in a Pod, Archangels, that was a development. El
Yeah.
Pentagano, The Realist, Snow Globe, Oh Geniuses, The Bobas, The Sloppy Flops, Set was the Rat, The Blood
Who named the
Diamonds.
set as a red one?
That was me.
That was Craig, yeah.
That was me and Snowy.
The Goofy Goobers, Sugar Pine, Gombi Loves Tea, Powder Rangers,
I
Five.
still don't get that name.
Yeah, you're right. The Five for Fighting chat, I think. It literally says at Chase too, but you never got tagged in the Alliance chat. I don't know what happened.
Oh dear.
That's awkward. Los Chicos Malos, Craig's Angels. That's it. That's pretty much all the ones that had significant names.
Wait, what about the Blood Diamonds?
Oh yeah,
Is
the
that
Blood
Alliance too?
Diamonds. That one was the one. I thought I said
The
that. If I
Blood
didn't,
Diamonds
the Blood
is
Diamonds. Yeah. No, that it was a great season. I was happy to have all of you guys. Thank you so much for playing. I'm gonna end it here in 7 minutes. Well, does anybody have final words? What else do you want to say? Let the public know your hearts. Ready, go.
Apply to Gumbyviver season 2.
Oh wait, I was gonna say the same
Back to
thing.
you and Daphne.
And also apply to Sagevivor season 2.
Yes.
I'll make sure to reply. I'll win back to back.
You can win Gumbyviver. That's a back-to-back win.
Oh.
I'll probably do season 3 of Gumbyviver.
When I reveal the theme for season 3, Daphne's gonna apply first.
I do want to
do I know
support you for sure and join one of the games.
No one knows the theme, but Daphne's gonna click that button so fast.
I was literally not really even working when I played Survivor or Sagevivor. Like, I had plenty of time. Now I got to actually do my job.
No, I know, and I don't blame you, but I just think when the season 3 theme is revealed, you're gonna be on that shit.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I need a break. But I wanna consider it seriously. Anyway, Sage, thank you so much for being an amazing host, and thanks for all your, mods and however you call them for putting this all together and making it really entertaining and torturous and fun.
Yeah.
Heck yeah! Thank you guys so much for playing. I really appreciate you guys. I know it was a big commitment. I know it was draining, but you guys were all iconic. Sagevivor will always be pretty cool, but you guys are going to be the most iconic OG alumni cast that there is ever. You guys are the trendsetters.
Hey.
Thank you, Sage. I hope I'm a worthy winner.
You
to represent
are.
your
You guys,
team.
you're a worthy winner, and everybody did so well, and I'm proud of all of you, and you guys did Chase really dirty. Okay, bye.
Sorry.
Oh,
Have a good night, guys.
Oh gosh.
Good. Thank you for everybody that came to the stream. Thank you for everybody that has watched this season. I'm excited to see you guys in season 2. I had a lot of fun.